Aha. Oh, we're live yet again.
What's up? Also, the camera is a little bit bad, so just put it like that.
I will do my best. We are live with the proper camera
Angles,
configuration.
everything. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're going to be doing deck audits. Hey Steve, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining. First comment.
Yeah, what's up? I'm going to try to fix this camera because once Mia tries to talk, it doesn't look good. All right, let's get Mia on the edge. And can you come in at all?
I guess. Yeah, hey, thank you guys so much for joining. You know, it is another beautiful Tuesday. It's snowing here, so maybe a little less than beautiful. And we are going to be doing deck audits for you guys.
Sure are. We're live. Live deck audits. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, and to all the members of the channel, just so you guys know, we do have different emojis now. We do have more to choose from. There is cartoon versions of BZ and I, and then there's also cartoon versions of Amber and Miso. We're going to drop those in the chat below.
Yeah, if you sign up for like just the $2 member, you get some emotes. So these are ones we've been working on for a hot second.
Yeah, so feel free to use those if you guys have, and check out the membership. Yeah, and no worries. Thank you so much for buying the Exotic Orchard. We really appreciate it. If you didn't know, we do have a shop on Whatnot where you can pick up some stuff. We've been doing some streaming over there, and we're actually going to do a stream tomorrow, like a Valentine's Day, like little fun thing where we crack a bunch of packs, and we're going to auction some stuff off, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll be plugging that too. This is the correct email, right?
Yeah, no, there's never any Gmail.
Oh, yeah.
So that is where you're going to be sending them once you send a super chat of $15 or more.
Right. Then we're going to pin the email to the chat so you know where the email to send it to is. But yeah, super chats of the amounts above our head for various things.
Thank you so much, Steve. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Steven. You get to spam the emotes now. Where's the, is this the high emote?
Yeah, that is BZ High. Yeah, no, we really appreciate it. And yeah, so come check out our Whatnot stream tomorrow. We're going to be just cracking some MERS at Karloff Manor. So if you were wondering about what was there, you didn't want to buy it, but you just wanted to watch some pack wars, we're going to be doing that. And thank you so much, Chuckle Puff.
Thanks, Universes Beyond. Thank you so much,
Universes Beyond. We appreciate it all. Hey, son, how's it going? I am going to be on the lookout for Chuckle Puff's email, and then we will get started there.
There you go, Steven. Steven's got the right idea. Steven gets to spam Dumb Miso, Angry Amber. The whole crew's here. I also, while Mia is sort of getting this stuff together, I believe I can link our Whatnot, like, live stream, right, so they can bookmark it.
Yeah, if you guys bookmark it, you'll get a push notification when we go live.
This one, right?
Yeah, but you should probably use our invite link instead, right?
Ooh, yeah. How do we do that?
Go click on our profile.
Let's see.
And then you refer.
Aha. Copy. Yeah, I'm going to get you guys the invite link for Whatnot. In case you're not there, this gives you some credit to use if you haven't signed up yet.
Yeah, this isn't an official ad, but we have been having a lot of fun on Whatnot.
Yeah, we're streaming tomorrow. So if you want streams, and it's basically just another version of this stream where you can also win a bunch of stuff. So we figured you guys would be interested in knowing about that.
And we just really appreciate you guys supporting the channel via deck audits. We have Patreon. We have upgrade perks there with gameplay. If you're interested in that, there are 30-minute one-on-one chats with us there. There's a lot. We do a podcast once a month that we're starting. The January's episode is already up. So
you sound muffled, huh?
Interesting.
Does anyone else think we're muffled, or is that the one-off? Let us know, chat.
Yeah, definitely let us know. It's not the...
We're plugged in.
We are plugged in.
Let me try while we're doing this. Maybe this can be fixed a little bit like this. That might be better.
Yeah, that might be a little bit better too. Maybe it might be able to pick up your laptop. Remember we were having that problem last time?
We were.
So maybe you push that back.
That makes it so that you can't see my face.
Do we have a Discord? We do have a Discord. It's free. We're not in it that much. We're kind of bad about using it. However, I will drop it in the chat below, and you guys can join if you want. I do think that a fair amount of people do come in to play games though, so I think it's pretty good for what's it called? Like just spell table games. I have heard good things about that.
I will try and reduce the static if that's possible. It's just my stupid computer.
Yeah, these computers like really loud and it keeps it really close to his face. So if you guys want to join the Discord, feel free to right there. It's free, and there's just memes and spell table games and just hanging out all around. We'll look for that right now, Chucklepuff. I'm sure that we've gotten it.
There we go. That should be good. I can lean forward a little bit now.
I got it. We're gonna start it off.
Oh, ready to go?
Yes.
Okay. The first deck. We'll fire this up. And then afterwards, if anybody wants to know still how to get your deck audited, we will communicate that very shortly.
So, main win con is Smashing Face with Karnstrucks, alternate win con Aetherflux combo, or Mirrodin Besiege, looking for ways to increase the deck speed and how to become more aggressive. Say if you had like $100, what would you put in? Mana base opinions welcome, as this started as a precon. Dadbot Urza is very strong. My friend Jay has a $25 Dadbot Urza deck, and it slaps. It goes pretty fast.
I think what you really want to focus on with Dadbot Urza is getting him down. You can get him down, like having the option to get him down as early as turn 3, because if you play a 1-drop artifact creature and then a 2-mana artifact like Mana Dork, you can play him on turn 3, thanks to his affinity reducing by 2, the creature tapping for 1, and the 3 lands you play. So that's probably like one of the main things you're looking for.
Yeah, what's your poll?
Poll what?
I'm just talking to chat. If you want to continue your thought, I'll keep tabs with chat.
Yeah, let's see. So you got 41 artifacts in the deck. That's got to be a good start. 34 lands might be a little bit low. Looking at like 3.34 average mana value. So, you're like close. Maybe I'd want like one MDFC or something to even it out. I wish there was artifact MDFCs. I'm trying to make sure that I keep my computer as far away from my mic as possible.
Planes, yeah. I mean, we could start that poll. Planes Chase, love it or hate it. We can definitely talk about that.
Polls are easy on YouTube.
Yeah, Poop Constructs for aggro, a very aggro non-green / red deck. Yeah, these go pretty fast.
There we go. Plane Chase, let us know. Is it enjoyable? So, just to recap while we're looking at this deck, these are the live deck audits. You can submit a super chat of $15, $30, or $60 above our faces for the ease of your eyeballs. Send them to the email, either the one that is above our face or the one that is pinned in chat. They're the same email. Once you send in the super chat, we will live upgrade your decks for the specified amount.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the Mightstone, the Weakstone, and the Meld Urza, or, whichever?
It's probably just an achievement unlocked thing. I don't tend to cut Meld cards just because people are playing them for fun.
True. I mean,
They're both fine cards.
I do know that this is, they're looking for ways to increase the deck speed and how to become more aggressive. That might be where I go with it, personally.
Let's open up our handy-dandy Scryfall tier. Whiteback, blue, Scryfall tab. And we want type artifact, type creature, CMC 2. Actually, CMC equal than or less than 2. Or, nope, that's the wrong symbol. Yeah. Sort by reasonable cards. So I would definitely look at a lot of these ones. It's like the curve. I don't think you definitely, maybe you want like one drop, but you wanted to increase speed, and these Mana Dorks are sort of the way to do it, just by how much they reduce Urza's cost. So I'm talking about like Leaden Mirror, Gold Mirror, Silver Mirror, maybe even Ornithopter Paradise for sure. It's just better than those that I mentioned. Baleful Strix. What was the other one? What's your favorite boy? Mirror Convert.
Mirror Convert is great. And hey, thanks for joining, everyone. Yeah, we don't play Plane Chase too much, but we have something in the works right now about stream, and it mixes Plane Chase and you guys and hanging out with some other content creators and having fun. So stay tuned. That'll be coming next month, I think.
Steven Schwartz has a abridged version of what happens if you don't like the stream. I don't beat puppies, but I am disowned by my family, so
the B in BZ stands for beating puppies.
Is it? Wow. Didn't even know that. Didn't even know. So let's cut some cards that we don't think are that great. Artifact creatures have hexproof. Padima's hexproof gives hexproof. I mean, these look fine to me. Let's try to find some holes. I don't really like one with nature, or the machine. One with nature. Because it's just like, you need a 4-drop, and then you need this, and you can never fire this off to draw cards. You can never fire it up to set up your game plan. You can only do it after your game plan is already happening. For each token, choose target artifact creature. For each creature chosen this way, create a token that's a copy of it. I don't know if I like this one either. This is another one that's like, if you talk about speed, this is only a card you can cast in the middle or the late of the game.
And thank you so much, Luke. Send it over. We will take a look at it.
Definitely. Luke's got the right idea, folks. Get in before the queue fills up. It always does.
How do you feel about the loot route with things like Baby Urza and Shurikai? I think Shurikai is great.
Shurikai is just a good card. Definitely a good card. I don't know if it ups speed, but it is a good one. Put Sky Shroud Claim in? Yeah, we're about to do that. I'm just about to put it in. Sky Shroud Claim. Let me try. Really just trying to fiddle with the
we're excited. We're actually have a Whatnot stream tomorrow, as we were mentioning a little bit earlier, and we're going to be auctioning some stuff. It's not going to be as big of like a build a deck right now and then give it away at the end, but we are going to have some stuff for auction, and we're going to be hanging out, and just having some good time. So come through.
Come through and just try to win stuff. I want to give away stuff, to the people who are always in stream, always watching stuff. YouTube just doesn't really allow that. And I don't know if I don't mean it's against terms. I just mean I don't even know how to give away anything on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's not
Whatnot is pretty easy about that. That's why we are using it as like kind of a storefront too.
Oh, how do you feel about Dolmen Gate?
Oh, not a big fan.
We are going to run a discount tomorrow on the products that we're selling in our store, so you can't get them for cheaper than you will tomorrow. Yeah, Dolmen Gate I don't like at all. You already have Menace and your dudes, and they're already going to be like, I don't know, the constructs are going to be like 10/10s.
Yeah. Why doesn't Arena have Commander? Because it struggles with 1v1 matchmaking. I don't know how it would do 4-player.
They just don't prioritize it. For whatever reason, Wizards does not want to prioritize 4-player on Arena. They're just kind of maintaining the status quo. Cyberman Patrol.
I mean, when 4 wild cards are $9.99, then they're making a lot of money from the people.
What an economy! You'd think they'd make money from people playing Commander too.
Yeah, breaking news: BZ's feet picks available on tomorrow's Whatnot stream.
I don't know, Steven. Steven's coming in with the fake news. All the fake news from Steven.
Yeah, they laid off 1,800 people.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So all these just kind of look like staple-y type cards. Unwinding Clock. Are we getting any value out of Unwinding Clock? Not really. The only things I can see with it is like it's good with Mana Vault. It's kind of okay with Biden of Nasa. We have some instants, but half of them cost 1 or 0.
I guess it's like a pseudo vigilance.
Yeah, if it's just vigilance, I'm not interested. It's another card that definitely is going to gum up your opening hands and make it seem like this deck is way slower than it actually can be.
Yeah, he says, I've been questioning it too. Cut it. Get it out of here.
Get it out of here. I think all 3 of these Planeswalkers are good. I think that's what you want. Tezzer's silly. Both of them. But yeah, let's add Ornithopter of Paradise.
Yeah, that's
Mia's all-time favorite.
Mia convert. He's my boy.
Because they ramp seriously well into Urza. Consider the mirror too, but I'm not going to waste 5 ads on the same card 5 times.
Thank you so much, Sean. We appreciate it. Send it over.
It will help this deck go a lot faster.
To answer your question, we usually prefer non-combo metas, but in the higher power, we're not against it.
No, yeah, we're down for some combos sometimes. Not every time.
But, if you are playing a upgrade precon, but you put a combo in it, it's way stronger than just the precon without the combo, so people have to keep that in mind. That's all. And we're looking forward to meeting you, too. Just come through. We have the meet and greet on the MagicCon Chicago website, or we'll just be bouncing around for games throughout all of MagicCon Chicago. We'd love to jam something with you.
Yeah, we'd love to get the games in.
Maybe we'll see this deck there.
Ooh, I would like to play against this. I love playing against Dadbot Urza. It's a good card.
Yeah, Dadbot Urza is really, really good.
So we cut 5, right? No, we cut 4. So we did cut another card. Anything else that's sticking out to you?
Yeah, makes it go to 7.3 immediately. I'm not sure if we're in like cyber conversion, we have better. Like I don't know. I would just rather instead of turning.
Well, because he wanted to increase the speed of the deck. And so I don't know if the removal doesn't change how fast the deck is.
True.
Anything that's like, slow or clunky.
3-mana rock.
Oh, yeah, there is a 3-mana rock in
I'm
here.
not usually fans of those.
Let's get that out. That's a good cut. Because we're adding in mana dorks anyway. I think you just want your mana production on artifact creatures, if at all possible, which it is. Baleful Strix could be another one. Lion Sash is like some hate. You can equip it to make another artifact creature kind of big over the course of the game.
We haven't... I was like, sometimes you throw in Walking Atlas in my non...
I don't hate Walking Atlas either, but I don't think you have enough lands. I might want 36.
Yeah,
we do that.
We usually sort by type. I mean, we could sort by CMC and maybe something will jump out, but...
Oh, yeah, every once in a while that's a good way to do it, but we already have the cuts, so we just need the cards to add. But we'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, we definitely prefer going for 40 life down to 0. That's definitely more of our speed because we do like winning through combat damage. Nesting Dovehawk in Urza, they mentioned.
Oh, populate the construct?
That's cool.
Whoever said that, that's cool. If you're specifically trying to make constructs, this is one of the better ways to do it.
And hey, thanks for joining.
Yeah, I like that one. I like me some Nesting Dovehawk. You know what that is? That's a Mia. That's a Mia Devil one. Is it this one?
It's that one.
This one.
No.
This one.
This one. Yes.
That's a Mia Devil include. Get all mischievous.
It's fun, right?
We gotta shout out our new emojis. If you do join as a member for the channel, at $2 you get access to like our stupid emojis and stuff. There's Miso, there's Amber, there's the nerds.
Yeah, we're just... I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, Steven, spam it. All right.
Yeah, can they only be used in our chat, or can they be used anywhere on YouTube? I actually don't know.
Don't know. Because we just don't.
The new emotes.
The new emotes.
Yeah, BZ Pog.
The showcase. Do we have BZ Pog on here still? I think we do.
BZ
I think it's this one. It's the Pariah Shield with the BZ Pog on it.
Illustrious Wanderglyph from LCI. That's, yeah.
It is good. It's just not. I'm going to stick with the speed, and we're going to add Baleful Strix.
Yeah, I have to pick up a copy of the Wanderglyph, actually. I'm building a Galadriel deck right now. It's pretty sweaty, and I'm really excited to include it and see how that deck works.
Let's get the Wanderglyph. You don't have a lot of big things. It does make it so that if you play this in the later game, you build up artifact creatures, and then Urza's cheaper. Even if he's died 2 or 3 times, you can still cast him.
And that's awesome that they can be used elsewhere, too. I didn't know that.
That's really hype. You can just spam it in other people's chats. Go over to Jake and Joel and spam Nitpicking Nerds emojis. They'll love that.
They will.
But yeah, get the other 3 in here. Make sure you can cast Urza on turn 3. Find maybe 1 or 2 more artifact creatures that cost 1. We've got our 5 changes, so we're going to move on to the next deck, but that's just like homework to continue.
This one is a 10 changer. Please don't forget that.
I'm going to forget it. I've already forgotten. Ooh, Ganax? I like Ganax.
I like the backgrounds. They're really cool.
Now, how have you not called this deck Dragon? Because it's blue-red. When everyone clicks on this deck, they'll be so
confused,
bamboozled. Oh, God, I forgot about this somewhat scary art. Maybe I can move this. It's the kids drawn one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's not a fever dream.
I was like, some of the kids' ones is really cute because they're just scribbles, and then some of them are like, oh, no, I don't want to see that in real life. And we appreciate you guys just, coming in and supporting the channel and that sort of thing. So thank you so much for submitting your deck.
Yeah, and if anyone is new here, because I do see we're up to like 70 people in the chat. We're doing deck audits, live deck audits. All you got to do is send us a super chat of the values denoted above our heads. That happens. Then you send an email of your deck to us, and we pull it up on stream live to audit it. Upgraded.
Yes, you do have to donate a super chat of $15 or more to have your deck audited. And yeah, I do think the Indomitable is definitely a cool one from LCI.
All right. So no sorceries. Screw that type. And then a bunch of blink.
I see.
Because dragons, you want Ganax to leave. Then you draw a card. If you blink him, you draw 2 cards.
Though?
Is Boompile? I do not want Boompile. We're gonna cut Boompile.
Yeah, Chris. we love the cute little emotes.
Oh yeah, thanks, Chris. They're pretty cool. We just got those finished.
Yeah, and Sean, just so you know, I am still looking for your Throne deck. Still
waiting on that Throne. So you've got a lot of some decent powerful stuff. Do you have the Cursed Mirror Astral Dragon? We do have a combo. We got a combo in here. Good to know. 37 lands. That's probably appropriate for a dragon deck. Yeah, 3.7 average mana value. Yeah, Dragon Tempest. I'm sure you have every dragon typal payoff that there is.
Thank you so much, Quararet. Is that how to pronounce it? But thank you so much. I will be on the lookout for that.
This art is kind of scary. This is a scary art. I don't like it. But he's goading creatures, so he's probably just like making fun of this guy's mom or something.
Yeah, will BZ fight a barnyard animal? Maybe. We can't say that he won't.
Who am I fighting?
A barnyard animal, maybe?
I'll fight a barnyard animal. They're all gross. I don't respect them. I have no respect for barnyard animals. So I want to cut some of these weaker dragons, like Demanding Dragon. Doesn't have a high impact ETB, although it does have an ETB. Mirror Wing, casting an instant sorcery spell. The target's only it. You target all of your things. Yeah, maybe with your flickers. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess this is 5, 6, 7. That's not that much though. That makes me want to cut this.
I have not liked Blade of Salves. Maybe it's just me, but I think that it's a little slow to get going because of the 4 equip cost, and it's just like, someone snipes your creature, it's like, okay, you're out a lot of mana, especially in a dragon deck where you probably need a lot of that mana just to get going.
You've already got other payoffs like Panharmonicon and Conjurer's Closet. They require some setup, but not as much. But yeah, we'll keep in mind that ETB stuff is favored. Orvar. I'm not sure about this Orvar thing. The Orvar and the Mirror-Wing Dragon.
If BZ gets hit in the face by a horse's hoof, I will put it on YouTube Shorts.
What?
Chris wrote, BZ telling a horse how little he respects it before getting absolutely clocked by a hoof.
I'll get clocked by a hoof. That's
I will
cool.
post it on YouTube Shorts. What's the best way to do payment if you're in the UK? It has to go through Super Chats. That's all we really...
That's the only way we can manage it is through Super Chat.
Unfortunately, we don't know much on the back end of this.
Yeah, so as far as other ways to flicker, there's like Blur. I doubt there's much else. I think there's only one mana option. That's like it's instant or sorcery. There's other, flickery things. But you've pretty much got that covered. I'm not trying to add too much to that.
Yeah, we don't have enough for like Displacer Kitten, right?
Well, Displacer Kitten might be good.
No, we have okay. I thought we had a lot less like non creatures.
So I like Displacer Kitten more than I like this Orvar thing. So let's get rid of Orvar, and we got rid of the Mirror Wing Dragon because there's only like 7 ways to even trigger that. So that's 5. So we're halfway there. We've got 5 more cards. All these lands look pretty good to me. Sneak Attack.
Yeah, just remember this is a 10 changer.
I said we're halfway there.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
It was you who forgot what I didn't forget. Shimmer Dragon. Treasures. Making treasures.
Writer Replication isn't bad, but it's a little bit of an investment, and we don't always like to pay that.
It's a pretty chunky investment. Niv Mizzet, maybe just a good dragon. Backdraft can give flashback, but I'm going to tentatively cut that. Spark Double. Spark Double with Ganex. You got a stew going at that point.
I mean, you have the Brutaclad deck. Is there anything in there that you can take to this deck that makes copies that you might find interesting?
Probably not.
And thank you so much, Arch Scoodle. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We will be on the lookout for your deck in the email.
Type Dragon.
Have we seen the new Niv Mizzet? Like the
Guild Pact?
The Guild Pact? Yeah, the Wooburg one? Yeah.
We just built a deck with him on Whatnot, and we gave it all away.
Yeah, he was cool. I'm not sure if we're personally gonna build him because you have the...
I have a 5-color Niv Mizzet deck already.
And I have like a budget sweaty deck with him at the helm, so... I never finished that, but I think that would be my Niv Mizzet deck.
Ooh, what about Galazeth Prismari? It has an ETB. It's kind of cheap for a dragon. And then your treasures, if you cast instant or sorceries, which you have a few of, they don't even sacrifice, so they can stay around.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Oh, I'm crunchy today.
You're very crunchy. Do we like the battle? Which battle is that?
That's the one that cares about dragons.
Oh, okay.
Some of these aren't. Borgarden Hellkite is a little expensive, but if you flicker it, repeating 5 damage over and over and over, dividing on creatures, unlike Demanding Dragon.
Yeah, if you could get it going first, then it could be, or at least put on the field first.
Thumber Triad, he does something, right?
He's so thick.
He hits each player, though. Maybe that's not what we want.
Yeah.
We can tap down creatures. We can scry 2. We can rummage.
Do we have enough card draw and stuff?
That's a good.
Just in the deck in general.
That's a good question. Like what? Well, we have Candlekeep Sage, which is probably the main thing, but that does require Ganax and Candlekeep Sage, and flickering.
Which is a lot of steps.
Right. So maybe we want some more. We've got like Initiative.
What about Glorybringer?
It is kind of good when you flicker it, because then it can exert again. I like that better than Demanding Dragon. That's cool with me.
Distant Melody?
I don't like those because we're not going to have enough dragons. Like, Distant Melody probably shouldn't draw us more than like 3 cards. And if that's the case, you just play something else. Any other sick dragons that we're missing?
I mean, Copper's cool, or... Let's see.
Lozan, when you cast dragons, you can ping stuff. Cavern Horde. This is a unique version of dragons that I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like these, like, new versions that can get spicy rather than, like, a more standard build, because this is cool.
Oh, we want to double our World Gorger dragon triggers.
Of course.
We definitely want to flicker that card.
Thank you so much, Stuart. We appreciate it. Send it over.
Thanks, Stuart. Stuart's a real one. Sword Coast Serpent is not quite what we're looking for. I mean, there's Obsidian Charm if you want to get nasty and just start blowing up lands. Something tells me you don't.
I feel like that very, very few people want that. You have to be in a certain type of pod.
Hoarding Dragon is an ETB, and you have artifacts. You specifically have artifacts that you want to find. But maybe when he dies, you flicker it. What is the point of that? We can't flicker him. He's not flickerable. Spawn of Thraxus does damage. Let's see if there's any cheap dragons. CMC, like, less than 4.
They said Wrathful and Blasphemous Act. I think both of those are in the deck already.
No Wrathful, but we do have Blasphemous. Right? No Wrathful?
No. Guess not. Do you want to put it in?
That is like a combo. That is a pretty chunky combo. Wow, these are our dragons.
Well,
these are our
dragons are
options.
never really known to be super cheap.
Well, they should consider it.
They should, but they're not known to be.
Gadrak can make treasures. He is a cheap dragon. And he can't attack unless you have 4 more artifacts, but we're going to have those. Maybe just this looter is good. Just to have it. Just to have it.
What about the red ancient dragon? Oh, you mean copper dragon? We could.
Wrathful is pretty good as like a...
You want copper?
Maybe. Feels like it's specifically not in here. Probably because it's like $60.
It is really expensive. I mean, there's the blue one that's cheaper too.
Can I get this closer to me by chance?
Was it ancient silver? Is that the one?
My arms are already hurting. Okay.
It's probably...
Yeah, my arms are hurting a lot, so I don't really know what to do about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, if we're talking, it doesn't even really... It's probably not even noticeable.
Yeah, no, of course. It's really expensive. Do you want the other ancient, though?
Ancient
silver, I think it is. I think it has to do with drawing cards.
That's $40.
Oh, I didn't realize that was so expensive.
It's a little bit much.
I thought it was around the price point of like brass, which is like I think 20-ish. I could be wrong about that. Thundermaw Hellkite for protection.
Oh, because that is an ETB. Did we not? We must have skipped right by that. That one's like ETB, and then all your flyers are unblockable, and it does kill random spirits. That's another one that I like. We still need to trim 3 cards. Soul Ring, Mox Opal.
Did it start with 97?
We've done 7 changes.
Oh, okay.
Reign of Riches.
That doesn't exactly seem very...
It's like a treasure payoff, but it doesn't seem great. I'm going to trim it. It's also 5 mana.
Are we a Feywild visitor?
It makes dragons.
I mean, true.
That's probably the thing.
But you have to deal combat damage and have your commander out.
Realistically, dealing combat damage with dragons is probably sort of easy. But we can trim it as another, like... Oh, and Maskwood Nexus. We don't need our other non-dragons to be dragons.
Hi, Ken. Yeah, you purchased it via Super Chat. And thank you so much, Anthony. I am sorry, I was just not looking for a second. We appreciate the support for the channel. We are going to be on the lookout for your email. To answer your question, have I put new Vamps in my Edgar deck? Yes, I have. I put the Exalted one, Order of Sacred Dusk. I put Master of Dark Rites. That was super cool. And I'm considering this Orzhov one from MKM right now.
So yeah, we could cut Maskwood Nexus because we have 33 creatures in our deck, but 25 of them are dragons. So we're only helping.
Incubator is in there.
It's only helping a few things.
Does the Reaver Cleaver go nutty here, or am I insane?
I don't think it's too silly. Let's search. Exile. Return again.
I'm not sure if this is a, what's it called? A curse deck. I think we're just thinking because if it's more of a dragon deck, then if we put in too many things that are not dragons, it might not make the deck function as well as we'd like it to. How much do you need to super chat to have us upgrade the Mantis God deck from Inscription?
Oh, we will. We know how to play that game, so throw a 15er.
Yeah, we actually bugged the game out by doing something like really broken at one point.
Throw a 15er, and then we will we'll upgrade that for sure. So I think Prismari Command is a good removal option. I don't think we have a ton of removal, so maybe our last card should just be another way to interact. Maybe
Thank you
Mystic
so
Confluence,
much, Ethos.
perhaps?
We appreciate it. Send it over.
We can counter spells. We can save some of our dragons. And it can help you. It's a way to draw cards, too, that isn't relying on this Wombo combo. Because if one of them goes away, that might be hard to cast. You're not going to get as much value out of it. But I do think that's good.
Sure.
And we'll be ready to move on to the next deck in just a second.
Let me grab that for you.
Let me get this up.
So there we go. I'm going to have to...
Thrun.
Let's see.
If it isn't Thrun...
This one says, here's the Moxfield. It's organized by tags right now. I initially built it to kill someone ASAP with commander damage, but I didn't like that it felt like I was picking on and clinging to someone too early to knock someone out. I changed the deck to instead incentivize me to attack each opponent once while I build up an advantage and then be able to kill someone in one more hit once I know who the biggest threat is.
Oh, so you hit 3 people for 19 commander, and then you're ready to take them out.
And then you're like, who's the one who's the most dangerous?
Whoever presents as a threat to you first.
Yeah, sorry about that. We're only using Moxfield. We're not using Redacted.
Yeah, we don't even know how to use Redacted. So this can't be countered trample. It's got hexproof from non-green things. Turns out that's most things.
I'm gonna run real quick. I just need to.
It's okay. Mia's leaving forever, and she'll never be back. As long as it's your turn, Thrun is indestructible. We probably... So, yeah, you've got a lot of, tricky things. Safekeeping, Tyverstan, Heroic Intervention, so that he's indestructible during... So he's indestructible not during your turn as well. I think this was a 5-changer. Yeah, I think so. Let's keep... I notice Harmonize. I think if your plan is to keep Thrun out, if you're Thrun or Bust already, it seems like you definitely are, that's fine, but maybe you want to lean into less of the Hunter's Insight and Harmonize and more of the Rishkar's Expertise type stuff. I think Soul's Might, as much as I love that card, is too slow. I think... Like we mentioned, Hunter's Insight, maybe... you do have Trample, so maybe I won't cut it, and maybe I'll just try to find more card draw. Hunter's Insight's a little dicey, though. Ken Ryan. Thanks, Ken. Thanks for the super chat. I need BZ's take on The Arnold Schwarzenegger Super Bowl ad? I don't know if I saw that. Can you like run down what happens in it? Because I'm a big Schwarzenegger fan. I watched a lot of Schwarzenegger movies growing up. So we've got Mark of Sakiko to make mana. I don't like Boar Umbra. I'm going to trim that right now. You've got some other Umbra stuff already. You got a lot of our favorite lands, though. Land augmenters. It's the State Farm commercial? I'm going to have to watch that. Ken, if you send it in the group chat, I'll watch it. And then I'll give you my thoughts on it. Brass Knuckles. Is Brass Knuckles a little bit too ambitious? I don't want to cut too many of the enchantments because you've got Eidolon, Verdure Enchant, like 4 Enchantress payoffs, 5 even. But some of these artifacts, I think some of these can go. Some of these can definitely go. Like Brass Knucks giving double strike for 5 mana. Possibly more. Kind of off of that. This is a 5-changer, right? I was pretty sure it was, but...
Yes, it is a 5-changer.
Inquisitor's Flail deals double damage. And if another creature damages it, it doesn't matter. Fire Shrieker for double strike. I'm a little iffy on some of these. Resurrection Orb. I don't like that one really at all.
And thank you so much, Mopkins. We appreciate it. Send it right over. And yeah, it does have an analog feel. BZ keeps the computer real close to the mic.
What, for the static?
Yeah.
What is someone saying?
They said the stream has that authentic analog radio feel.
Look, I don't know why my computer is like completely overheating right now.
I could turn down your gain.
Oh, on my microphone?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Maybe that'll help. So theoretically, the static should have decreased. Let us know. I might sound the tiniest bit quieter, but I can always speak up. Basilisk Collar, Warhammer. This is when it deals combat, you get that many 1/1s. Stratascythe for the Pumpies. Batterbone is kind of expensive for lifelink when you have 2 other ways to do it. Or sorry, 3 other ways. Maybe same with Batterskull. Makes blocking easy. But I guess that was 5 cuts, right? I think so. Yeah. So let's just figure out ways to add. I guess what I'd be worried about with this deck is somehow losing Thrun. And you have some of the like one-off ways to protect it. But maybe there's other ones? Like we're in green. Is there a way to like flicker Thrun? There's Voyager Staff.
Maybe. Yeah, it's like the only thing I can think of is maybe like artifacts or something. And they said Eldrazi Conscription Keck. Hello all. Hello. And thank you so much for supporting the channel and supporting us and just watching the videos and being in stream. We really appreciate it.
Even though we have a little static. Much appreciated. I think actually Voyager Staff might be okay. You're already playing these things that are like, oh boy, you have to. It's like counter spells. This one's on board, but it does protect Thrun from like Toxic Deluge and Tragic Arrogance and all the cards that I play a lot of. Farewell, that just snipe him off the face of the earth. That none of these cards protect against.
Sylvan Safekeeper, and BZ just got a computer.
This is a brand new computer.
It's a laptop though. BZ only likes the laptops.
Yeah.
BZ won't actually use a PC, and because of that, it sounds so.
Thanks, Ken. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get Voyaging Staff in here. Voyager Staff. That's my pick for like get out of jail free card. Maybe some more enchantments. You know what? If you're playing a bunch of enchantments, you definitely still need removal in the deck, and that looks like what you're missing. So for removal, I think Kenra's Transformation is like a shoe-in. It draws cards. It cares about enchantresses. It's in the sideboard.
Okay. Do we also want what's the one that makes it a forest?
Song of the Dryads?
Yep.
I don't see why not, yeah. Because some
this...
creatures are going to make it so that you can't win.
Is it plugged in the charger? Yes, it is plugged into the charger. We can unplug the charger and see how it goes.
I just feel like that'll die. We can, you know what? For chat, we'll try it. And then if...
also, that drop of the charger was so loud.
It was pretty loud.
It hurt my ears.
It was louder than it should have been. Yeah, if the static doesn't stop, I'll plug it back in. But if it does stop, that's cool.
Yeah,
Oh.
Does this deck have it says Lignify, and does this deck have a Monstrous Onslaught?
Monstrous Onslaught. Oh, that's the Divide damage card. Yeah, it could. That's another good removal card that it even cares about. It even cares about your creature size.
Farewell's pretty punishing, so I got you.
Yeah, it helps against Farewell, Psych Rift, and Toxic Deluge, and like even potentially those type of Plaguecrafter, Grave Pact things for a turn. Silent Arbiter, yeah, it could be fun. But they can't do anything about Thrun anyway. They're screwed. Oh, and I wanted Rishkar's expertise. I did mention that. That could be our last one. We added some removal, and we added some card draw.
Okay. This one is a 10 changer.
Oh, it's already in here. What am I, silly? What am I, silly? It was in this first row, so...
Do we want more just mana dorks?
There is the...
Thank you so much, Adam. Send it over.
There is the third member of the Holy Trinity, Skyshroud Claim.
And yeah, Lignify is always... I'm almost always going to say who's Steve Jobs.
Who the hell is Steve Jobs? Lignify. Maybe another enchantment then. Let's see if we can find another enchantment.
They got like just any enchantment or just...
The first one that comes up.
Do you want a mana enchantment?
They got mana enchantments. I just wanted to make sure if we can get another removal spell or some card draw or something on an enchantment, that would be pretty pog. Mia is cracking her foot knuckles against my leg. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about it.
Throw in a Cyclone, why not? And yeah, listen, I have Monk's Class and Valakut Exploration. Can you advise 2 mana cards? It's Frantic Inventory, Galvanic Blast deck.
Wait, what is this in reference to? How do you even, like, is this a...
This is just a...
This is like a casual deck? Because Frantic Inventory and Galvanic Blast care about multiples.
And Cyclone is sweet with Thrun, they say.
Cyclone. I can't even picture what that card is or does.
Let's check it. And thank you so much, Jax. Send it over.
Oh my god. Guys, you're going to make me read this? At the beginning of your upkeep, put a wind counter on Cyclone, then sacrifice Cyclone unless you pay green for each wind counter. If you pay, it deals damage to the number of wind counters on it to each creature and each player. It feels a little slow. I'm not going to lie. It feels a little slow.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Yeah, send it over. I will be on the lookout for it.
Virtue of Strength. Returning a creature or land. It is an enchantment, and then it says your basic lands make triple. That could lead to some nutso turns. Plus, it's like, just don't even think of it as a 7 mana card. It's a 1 mana card that gets back, maybe even Thrun in an emergency. But that one I kind of like as an over the top. Here's all of my cards. Here's how I pay 5 mana to equip something. I triple my basic mana.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bioshock. Send it over.
Mr. Bioshock.
And there we go. This one says, Wheels equals pain, made for high power pod, love the creature suite, want to try and keep that intact, everything else is fair game.
Nekusar wants his wheels back.
That is a cool printing of Nekusar.
Whoa. So Ken Ryan's probably still in the chat. We got to do this one. Nekusar, the Mind Razor, is 2 and a Grixis for a 2/4 legendary zombie wizard. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card. And whenever an opponent draws a card, Nekusar, the Mind Razor, deals 1 damage to that player. Just had to give that a quick read.
Yes, these do go up as VODs afterwards.
That is necessary. Whoa, this is...
I mean, I could see some stuff already. I play a Nekusar-esque deck. So
Mia, why don't you... This is 5 changer?
This is a 10 changer.
Oh, you want to start making snips?
Yeah,
I gotta get water, so...
This is pretty spicy. I wouldn't play Red Ellie if you have access to blue. What the... So you're just bouncing a permanent, Psych Rift, Mana Drain, Force of Will, Wheel and Deal. Each discard their hand. Let's see. Reflecting Swat, Jessica's hand. Fortune, Deluge. What is this? Oh, this is Dreadbore. I don't think I'd play Dreadbore, personally. Oh, what are you? Sorry. One of the ones that I've really liked lately is Burning Inquiry. Everyone draws 3, then discards 3 at random. And thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely send it over. I'll keep an eye on it. Let's see, Forge the Soul. That's pretty cool. Draw 7 cards. Spring Madness. You have a lot in here. That's really, really cool. I'm not a big fan of Dreadbore personally. I do like what you have in here. Are you only trying to keep the creature suite the same, or are you open to adding them and you just didn't want us to cut them? Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Let's see. Remove it from the game. Molten Psyche. These are just like all wheels then. Yeah, I cut Dreadbore and I cut, what's it called?
Red Helly?
Yeah, they have access to blue. I'm not gonna...
Yeah, I don't think you need that.
Yeah, can you discard the card they're losing to?
I'm not so sure about Fevered Visions.
Fever? Draws a card if they have more. Yeah, that seems very specific. And
that seems a little
thank
slow.
You so much, JBSIM. We appreciate it.
Underworld Dreams. You just have every copy of this. I heard Mia say it. Chromatic Lantern. Your deck is so unbelievably like tuned that you would never ever ever need Chromatic Lantern. Can easily cut that.
Yeah, please let me deal with emails for a second.
Let's see. Yeah, your stuff is just like completely.
Yeah, can you put Burning Inquiry in there?
Completely maxed. Ooh, Burning Inquiry. That could be disruptive.
It's been so good for me.
You just fire off a Burning Inquiry on turn 1. Have everybody, you guys figure it out. Figure out if you're screwed or not.
Including me. I have to figure out if I'm screwed or not too.
Sometimes. O'Hare Ashenil. What is he doing? Red Source dealing non-combat damage. Oh, so that turns Nekusar into 4.
That's pretty cool. I've thought about going that way before with my deck, but because I don't have it in the command zone, it's a little bit tougher.
Nightscape Familiar. Never been the hugest fan of Nightscape Familiar. It does make like, let's see how much of I can say what percentage. It makes maybe like half your deck cost less. I don't know. Maybe. At a certain point, you might be better off making instants and sorceries cost 1 less. Something along those lines, like an Electromancer. This deck is so strong. I did bring the best snack for you, Mia, as well. Mini M&Ms.
Thanks.
Much better snack than regular M&Ms. Like, it's not even close. Psychosis Crawler I might trim because it's so expensive. I'm sure it's one of the most expensive cards in here, but I've never seen a Psychosis Crawler be like, damn, I can't believe I got rocked.
Thank you so much, Andrew. We appreciate it.
I think you've got enough redundancy in that arena. Plus, we're here to make cuts.
Beezy's is really low because the static was picking up on his, so he should be talking a little bit.
Try turning it up because moving the charger made the static better. I should be good now. I'm back. If anything, I might be too loud, but chat will let me know. Valakut Awakening. I love the MDFC usage in here. Unbelievable.
I'm at close queue right now.
Yeah.
We have 13 in queue.
That's a lot.
One of them is a 25 changer, so.
Let's close it up.
And while you're here, you should also talk about our sponsor.
Sure will.
1 second.
You can talk about them now, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, it's coming up.
Well, I was waiting. Our sponsor is Card Kingdom. We switched over to them from Redacted a little while ago, and we really love them. They are a great place online to buy and sell cards. And we have noticed that on a different type of Redacted, they have been upping shipping charges lately. If you have or haven't noticed, Card Kingdom gives you free shipping, $50 or more, and it comes in one convenient package right to your door. Yeah, it's really simple, really fast, and honestly, it's probably the best way to buy cards right now, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, Redacted has shipping for $4 for like a 17-cent card that I saw. That was rough. That's too far. So go check out Card Kingdom. We love them, and tell them we sent you. There's a link in the description you can use, and we would really appreciate it. It certainly helps us out a fair bit. All right. I'm looking. Let's see. You've done 5 cuts. So we are halfway there. Yeah, they said Dreadbore was specific for their Friends Super Friends deck, but I don't like playing things that are only specifically to counter other people's decks. But even still, I don't think you want Dreadbore. We'll add something else. It'll be better. Mm-hmm. If you're in blue, you might as well just run like counter spells to the things people are.
Are there any of these lands that you cut? This mostly looks like standard fare.
Oh. I'm not the biggest on strip mine unless there's usually a very troublesome land. I usually like putting Gaia Reach to make everyone draw a card.
Yeah, Gaia Reach. Oh, it also makes them discard too.
Yeah, so.
Which is like double whammy for some of your stuff.
Big fan of that.
Maybe we should get a Gaia Reach in here. Maybe Graven Cairns can go as a filter land. I don't think I'm not like in love with filter lands. But Gaia Reach, I was just thinking about that card. How did I not? Mia's just too good.
Yeah, thank you so much for using our link for the Card Kingdom thing. We really do appreciate it, and we do love them. Just like, honestly, we just put in a big order too. Yeah,
we're about to put in the biggest order.
Plus, the spec game, I bought multiple unexplained absences.
How many wheels do we actually have? Let's do a count.
We have a lot.
I'll count this as a mini wheel. So
is Reliquary Tower necessary here? This is a card drawing deck, so I would assume that
Boomerang
would have a lot.
We can do better than Boomerang. Let's get rid of Boomerang. So then we'll go back to counting the wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 wheels. Almost feels like borderline too many. I think Magus of the Wheel is the worst by a mile. I think that is a cuttable card. And then payoffs for wheels, you also have a lot too. I see. Let's check in. 1, 2. Oh, here's not even.
The depths and thespian stage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we have 9, 10, 11, 12. So a decent number of payoffs.
Do we want Magus of the Wheel?
I literally just cut that.
Okay, sorry.
Let's see. Gearson Starn Kellermorph. Whenever another source deals 1 damage, he deals 2 damage.
Children is so good in this deck, though. It puts in a lot of work, and the only reason it's really expensive is honestly because of standard. It's like a utility card, but I don't think it would be this expensive if it wasn't good in standard. So
it's amazing in standard.
Yeah, but like in Commander, it's good. It's really, really good. It shines in this type of deck, but overall, I don't think it's a $90 card in Commander.
No, it's a $20 card at most. I would feel.
Do you want Fate Unraveler? Okay, cool. Sorry.
They pretty much have like.
They have everything.
I feel like they have most things. I'm just a little iffy on like Gearson Starn because he doesn't actually hurt them when you wheel. He just relies on you having another way to hurt them. So maybe that's another card to cut.
Yeah, they did mention that almost every draw spell is a wheel though. So we're wondering how often are we going above 7 for Reliquary Tower?
That could be the last one here. So 1, 2.
That is fair.
Actually, we do have 10 here. But yeah, okay. So we'll bring back in Gearson.
Yeah, sorry about that. We do have a lot. A lot of them are the 10 changers. So these is going to take a little bit more time than usually when we close. It's usually around the 15 mark, but it's usually like the smaller changes.
Yeah, we'll move along. We won't dilly dally. So we have our cuts, and we need to add another land. So off the top of my head, what land could we be missing? Probably just something for fixing. You have City, Reflecting Pool even. Delta, probably got all the shocks, got all the fetches, got all the Innistrad slow duels. What about Sulphur Springs, Shivan Reef, and the other one is Underground River. I don't see an Underground River. That's probably what I would do then.
I don't think we're going to be playing off-color fetches for the most. I mean, there's Flood Strand, so I guess you could put in Verdant Catacombs.
Yeah, Marsh Flats, Arid.
But
that's true. You have at least 3. But you knew that was an option. Okay, so adding cards to this deck. I guess we can.
Yeah, when we say wheel, it means like they're not literally going up cards. It's just like you discard, draw the certain amount. Sometimes it's 7 in here. Sometimes it's just like, to the biggest hand or something.
Let's see what we can cook up. Are we not trying to Narset wheel them? We're just trying to kill them? It seems like that's true.
Yeah, BZ turned the gain back up, so if you do hear him hiss, that's
The computer is quieter than it was before. But we got about 49 minutes before we go back.
Let's see.
I mean, there's some stuff like Fairy Mastermind.
Are you liking Sir Conrad? Because you're having people discard to begin with.
Oh, that is another payoff for when creatures hit the yard.
I've liked it a lot, personally, in my decks, so...
It is a mana outlet as well.
Yeah, and he said, I wanted to stay away from Notion Thief and Narset. Understandable.
Yeah, let's get Sir Conrad in. I like that better than Gearson Star, and even though we didn't end up leaving him in. But this is a way to, like, you get all that waste not mana, you just sink it into Sir Conrad and win the game.
I'll take a look at it, but if it... I do know recent history only shows the last 5 changes, and you have to expand it for those. They said that in the previous live audits, they paid for 30 changes for $30 for 10 changes, but only got 5 on Avacyn. I don't remember this one. Was that when we were doing it?
We'll just have to look into it. Yeah, if we messed up, we'll easily go back. Baylor, we're not quite Bayloring people. Italian, no. Maybe I need to add card.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're doing the stacks type deal to lock down hand sizes, because they're also not doing the whole like Narset wheels, which is understandable.
There's Glenhorn. Whenever you discard, you have to do something. Get's Grimoire. Whenever an opponent discards, you draw. Is that too good? Do you just die if that happens? I'm not sure.
I think you end up with too much.
I'm not sure. There's like the Sphinx's tutelage route to mill people. But you're just going to bash their faces in when you draw. What about Cataract Parasite? Whenever an opponent draws, if you have Nekusar, they take 1.
That could work. Yeah, do they have Waste Not? I think they do. And Ophidian Curiosity, I think they're staying away from that.
I'd assume so.
Yeah.
It also might be another instance of you can't even cast it. If you have Curiosity on Nekusar and you make everybody draw 7 cards, you are forced to draw 21. And then if you like Windfall, you just lose.
Yeah, clones clones are okay. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like it's never bad to have a second version of whatever, but are there things that can be a little more synergistic? Where do you send links for upgrades? We are not accepting any more upgrades right now. We have a lot in queue.
Yep, this is going to be a pretty chill stream. We're not snowed in Rhode Island, but Rhode Island can't handle as much snow as where I'm from. So it's like, I went out to get salads, and I didn't tell you this, but it was like a wasteland. There was nobody on the roads. I was the only person in the parking lot of that whole plaza.
Yeah, if it's some Avacyn one, I can take a look at it. I'm signed into the wrong one, but you might have just needed to expand the history.
Oh, did they do Super Bowl ad of Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito back as twins? If they do, it's a 10 out of 10. We weren't... Yeah, okay. Oh, and then we cut Boomerang and we cut Dreadbores. So let's get you some, like, removal that's, like, cheap and instants. I remember this. Maybe something that even hits Planeswalkers.
Yeah, if it's this Angel Copy Pasta one that was 5 days ago, the one that I wasn't part of, then I am seeing 10 changes in here. You have to expand it.
That could be it, yeah. Yeah, because if you like go down here in recent history, it only shows 5.
But if you click full history, it'll tell you more.
Let us know if that's the one. If not, you'll have to link it. But yeah, obviously, if we made a mistake, we're down to. See, here's what I'd rather do than Dreadbore. Soul Shatter. It takes out their highest mana value creature or whatever, and Planeswalker, and it works for each opponent, and it's an instant, and it's only 1 more mana. And it's not even 2 pips, it's 1 pip. Lethal Scheme could be another choice. I believe that hits Planeswalkers as well. But you don't have the most. How about this one? How about Shieldred's Edict?
It's Okay, so you guys are hearing this only here, but it is my secondary spec. It's like a secret spec. It's not part of the game, but I do think it's going to be spiking pretty soon. It's like $2 now, but I could see it going higher.
We're starting to get clued into this card for Commander. Seems like the real deal.
Yeah, I mean 2 mana.
Yeah, 2 mana is pretty big for this. And you can snipe things that are not normally gettable. You know, they got an Avenger of Zendikar and all the plant tokens. You get to take out the Avenger of Zendikar. I think we missed this 1-for-1. I don't think we talked about it too much.
Do we have a Moxfield link for decks? Yes, we actually have a whole Moxfield account. It is NN Deck Audits. And you can go there and you can see all of the decks we have audited for people.
There's like 200 plus now. Kind of wild. We also have tutors. This deck is not shy for tutors. Are there any tutors that you think we're missing? We have Demonic and Vamp and Gamble and Mystical.
And then there's even like Grim. I mean, you could do Beseech if you want. You have enough enchantments where you could probably get the thing for free.
Oh. Yeah, Beseech the Mirror? Because it just is another wheel. It's whatever wheel is best for you.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of creatures, so I wouldn't suggest Diabolic Intent.
Yeah, but you can just sacrifice like a Thought Vessel or something stupid. Let's get Beseech. That's a good one. Not the Queen. We're beseeching the Mirror. We don't want to talk to the Queen. She has nothing for us.
How about the board wipes? We're looking at Damnation right now, and we're looking at...
Last Act. Damnation. Psych Rift.
Is there anything else we want to include in like the removal suite?
Oh, and Toxic. So we got a lot of removal.
Okay.
Or a lot of board wipes.
Cool.
But I don't know. Spot removal. I mean, I see counter magic, but maybe you want something simple like Deadly Rollick?
Yes.
We got to be able to... There's some creatures, no matter what deck you play, that just completely destroy you without attacking you.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, those are the ones where it's like...
Got to make sure we can keep them off the
there's,
field.
you know, magnets for removal.
Mm-hmm.
Our deck lists in there. No, ours is just Nitpicking Nerds. We do have a separate Moxfield for these versus our own decks.
Yep. All right, so one more ad.
Yeah, Snuff Out. That's a good one.
Oh,
But,
Snuff Out is good.
How many swamps do we really have?
Infinite. We're a 3-color deck with good mana. We're going to have a swamp every game. Especially when we have like 6 fetch lands in this deck.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that might be...
They said an earlier point about Curiosity, it is a May trigger.
Oh, it is a May trigger. Wow. Well, that's... It does rely pretty heavily on things going right, and we already have stuff like O'Hare Astronaut. Let's just get Snuff Out.
Well, it's a try-hard deck.
Let's get Snuff Out in here.
It's usually just like a deck it's a very high-powered deck that it's like, you know, we're getting a little sweaty here. We're
highly tuned, highly optimized.
We're putting our all in it. We're going to big thinky mode. This is a 10 changer.
Thinking caps on.
And this one says there's no primer for this one.
This one says nothing. It says nothing. Oh wait, let me duplicate it. Can we make blank deck names?
Why would we do that?
Because there's nothing. There's nothing written for this. Oh, 2 characters?
Doesn't this make it harder for everyone else?
That's what I'm here for. Hey, we'll make a little face. You get a little face. No one else has gotten a little face.
Look, every deck's a 7, so I'm not exactly sure what you mean about over a 7. Unless you mean 7.1 to 7.99, which...
That's a different video.
Yeah.
Is this... So the first thing I always have to check for XR is, are you infiniting? Are you going infinite?
free?
You are not. Respect. You get some respect there. Not that I hate people who go infinite. Just that I've seen the Zaxara thing a million times. It's just not my cup of tea.
They only have the 1 ring. This is like an interesting one considering it's like you're not playing Soul Ring, so that's cool, but also you're playing the 1 ring, which is like...
I do have those on a similar level.
It's
also, we got
spicy.
102 cards in the main deck. So.
Is there anything helpful you could put in the primer? Any information really that you didn't put in the email? You could also just send it via email. Things like win cons or things you want us to avoid or things you want us to specifically look at if you are having problems with win cons. If you don't want us to touch the mana base, whatever, you could toss that in the primer or you could toss it in the email. But I'm usually reading the emails, and BZ usually skips the primers. So you should probably put in the email.
All right. Whenever you cast a spell with X, you get a 0/0 token. So this is like definitely more of a middle of the road level. We're playing a lot of Hydras. We're not just tutoring. This secret lair apparently is awesome. It just looks so cool.
It's cool.
Haven't really seen it before.
Yeah, respects on committing to the One Ring and not having to. They're both incredibly powerful in Commander.
Usually you want one for each hand.
Yeah, they have the Holy Trinity here.
Target opponent chooses their hand. You're going to cast something from their hand. They are missing... No, they got... Because this is the weird Doctor Who one that... we're not the biggest fans of this Doctor Who set. Let's just make it...
There are a couple of sleeper cards in there.
It won't even load.
One of the ones I'm getting for the Galadriel deck is Danny Pink. That's a sleeper card. It's only like $1 or $2 right now. Really good card.
Cast instant or sorcery that has X. You copy it. There's a lot of stuff here. I think we can get rid of Eaten by Piranhas as a removal spell. We got some other stuff to do. Garrick's Uprising. Ooh. I know this. We had a weird video a long time ago. When you make a Hydra token with Zaxara, if you have like an elemental bond in play, it doesn't work. It's so weird because it makes a 0/0 and then puts 3 counters on it or 4 counters on it.
So it comes in as a 0/0,
so you
it
don't
be
get
seen as a 4/4.
You like don't get those triggers. It kind of sucks.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna cut Garrick's Uprising too.
Which Galadriel? The Bant one that's like when a creature comes down for this turn, choose one that hasn't been chosen. I'm building it like really spicy. I took apart my Rowan deck, which was pretty spicy, but it was like too rushing towards the win. I want something that could hang a little more mid range. I
kind of want to cut these just like.
Yeah, I think it won't work for most of the Hydra cards too. Yeah, I think so because.
No, I think it'll like so with Colonial Hydra it does work because it enters with 4 counters on it, so it's never not a 4/4. It's just a 0/0 like on the stack, but with the tokens specifically, it's like one of the only cards I think is worded like this where it just does not work at all. Super bizarre. All right, Ponder is a random cantrip. We don't need that. I'm trying to make sure X on top X you can cast an instant or sorcery. That doesn't work because of.
Can we not do better?
We have X spells.
It's because it's X. Yeah, I got you.
That's pretty much why everything's in here.
Yeah.
What does this do? When spells
makes sense.
Put X delay counters on it, and it's like, so you could counter a spell and put a lot of delay counters on it.
Yeah, Slime Against Humanity.
This one still actually doesn't seem like the best.
Don't you have any X spells that are like find X lands?
This one too.
Don't you run one of those in Beladros or something?
There's some. Let's go.
Have a good. Yeah, you are not annoying. We're happy to see you here. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good night.
I can promise you, no one in this stream is being annoying.
Yeah,
there's like Awake in the Woods. Basically the same thing.
Well, they have it in there.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
Aha. Harvest Season. Searching for X is kind of annoying on Scryfall because you can't really... Maybe this one? Reveal top X, put all lands?
Maybe? I'm not exactly sure. I thought you had one in Beladros that was like find X. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't think so. Gaze of Granite is a removal spell.
Okay, Ken. Maybe you're the exception.
Oh, Sporocyst is awesome too.
No, thank you for being here. He said, not even me. I'm not annoying.
I think Ken would be offended if we didn't say he was annoying. So Ken, super annoying. Hate that guy. Can't believe it. He's still here.
He paid us $20. I thought he'd just leave after that.
I was hoping he would just leave. All right, so we have 1. That means 95. 3 cuts. We're 3 cuts away from greatness.
I mean, do we want to upgrade the mana base?
I would say we want to treat it a little bit. There's a lot of basics in here. And I know you're probably on a little bit of a budget, but I think we can still do something. Let's at least... I gotta at least trim 2 lands. It's so many basics.
It is a lot.
Oh, you know what? I hate Secluded Courtyard so much that I'm actually going to cut that one. It just doesn't do anything. Like, you get Hydra mana, but, like, you can just play a dual land and it'll on average be better.
They said Nylea's Intervention.
That is the one that searches for X, but it goes in your hand. Searches for X lands. And there's not that many special lands.
You know, this isn't a Field of the Dead deck.
Court of Garenbrig. I don't know if we're trying to Court of Garenbrig, people. I don't think so. Oh, and Hydra's Growth I just think is a really slow card.
It depends on a lot.
I'm kind of off of it, personally. Let's get two dual lands in here before I forget, and this deck just isn't.
Yeah, maybe I was wrong. I thought it was something else. Maybe I'm just thinking about the fact that he always has just like 10 lands on the field at once.
At all
times. What, reshape the earth?
That's
maybe that's just what I assume. It's like so much mana, and then he just gets so much mana with it. Maybe I just assume every time it's like 10.
Yeah, so we have Dream Root and we have Shipwreck. So why don't we just get the other one? Do you know what the black one is called? Deathcap Glade?
Yes. I pulled a bunch.
What is happening?
I pulled a bunch of those. They were like $6 last time I looked.
$23? What?
There
must be a black-green standard deck or something. That's not even real. That's fake news. So Watery Grave, we have the 3 shock lands. We'll go down the line and we'll find things that are not obnoxious.
Lands in here because we don't have
Right, so like
the battle bond ones.
What's a non-expensive one? Rejuvenating?
Yeah. I don't think any
Springs? $6? That's not bad.
Like, I don't think any of the commander lands.
I bet Morphic pulls a little bit.
I think it's like 8.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's up there?
They keep alternating. They're doing the fetch land thing where they alternate, so the other one.
Okay. Last time I looked was when, like.
Green Black is Overgrowth or Undergrowth Stadium.
Yeah, it seems a little slow. Undergrowth, yeah.
Which this worked out anyway because we needed 2. So those are like not crazy expensive.
That's nice art too that you can get for
freaking $23 for Deathcap Glade.
Yeah, that's insane. I didn't realize it had spiked so much.
All right. How do I search for X spells on Scryfall? Does anyone know a good like
O-tag
syntax? Is it X spell?
No, well it's mana equals in then like brackets X, I think.
For what? Is that for the other thing?
Well, O-tag equals ramp.
That's for your question about is there XX?
No, I know. O-tag though is a community tag, so they would have all tagged them ramp. I think mana equals brackets X is the cost.
So mana equals brackets X. Oh, okay.
I don't know. Those aren't brackets. Those are parentheses. Oh, not the square brackets. Sorry, it's like
fancy squigglies.
Those.
The squigglies. This should work. This is only mana equals, so I have to enter the cost.
Weird.
I don't really want to do that.
Yeah, curly brackets.
Yeah, obviously.
It says M. Do you want to go like either
M
of those?
colon? M colon.
BZ, are you okay with casual mana crypt and low power decks?
Not really. I mean, it's not going to make me mad, but I'm not going to think that your deck is low power, and I will destroy it if I can. I think the dissonance would annoy me a little bit. Of like, I don't view that card as casual. I think it's possibly the single best card in the format. Soul Ring would be number 2. So, I just don't view them as casual. Either one of them. Let's get past Infestation for some removal. I think that card's great. Makes X dude, so it scales with what you pay. You have Krasis. Also, whoever got this tag nailed it, so thanks for that. Perhaps mass manipulation to gain control of some stuff?
Maybe. I feel like sometimes that card's just uncastable.
Because of the blue?
No, just because it's just a ton of mana to pour into it.
Yeah, but this deck is like copy spells with X and like add 2 extra mana.
True.
You got the Holy Trinity. Do we want to get an extra ramper? I don't know.
There are a lot of dorks we could throw in. We do at least have the good one. Like, Delight Halfling coming to Commander is just insane, right? Like, automatically it's
just pretty good. It's maybe what, like the 3rd best mana dork,
after,
which is saying something.
What, like Bop and
yeah, I think Deathrite is definitely better, and then maybe it's the 2nd best dork. I don't know.
Are we willing to try the new Doppelganger?
It's in here. It's actually in here. Transcendent Message to draw cards. I don't think this deck is like the best at drawing cards or anything. Maybe we get.
You have Mystic and a couple other things, but
maybe we get Pull from Tomorrow and whatever I just read out.
Yeah, we can lower BZ's might gain a little.
Yeah, I think you just hit the Goldilocks zone. It was like too high before. All right, so those are some extra ways to draw cards. Pongify Rapid. Black Sun's Erebos. We have spot removal. Does the deck have any board wipes? Do we want one? Maybe. Have Mystic Remora.
Yeah, is there anything we could do that's like an export wipe?
What about like Selvala, just to make mana? She kind of scales with your. I didn't even spell it right. Just sort of scales with the creature power you're making, like with Mana Gorger or pumping mana into X and then getting it all back. Seems nice. Oh, by the way, I didn't see this before, but you should definitely cut Increasing Confusion. It's probably the card I would cut the most. I just didn't see it. You've got Torment and you've got Exsanguinate.
I was like, that's pretty cool. I mean, the fact that there is so much synergy in here and you're not going for just combos straight up.
I think you definitely just need another land. So we'll give you Seagate Restoration. Realistically, you might even need more because your deck is not average mana value 2.3. It's probably like 4, just because the Hydras aren't going to show you that. So let's go to the next deck, but that was an interesting one.
This one is a 25 changer.
This is a 25 changer. Strap yourselves in. This is a big
we
audit.
We can make any changes except for the commander. And it's here she is. It's my first homebrew deck, so love to see her shine. We're excited. This is super cool.
Homebrew big boy audit. It's like on Whatnot when we gave away the big bulk.
And I'm so sorry that it's not giving you the notifications. I'm not sure if it's YouTube just being super weird about it. We did go live right before 4.
All right. This is an Enchantress deck. We are trying to enchant Sigarda, who cannot be effed with in any way, shape, or form. She's going to come down and she's going to annihilate everybody because there's no way to kill her.
How about that the core whatever?
Sure, the one that like copies things?
Yeah.
We'll see what enchantments we even have, but it looks like we are heavy on enchantments. 38. Oh my god. That's so many in a good way. I'm not mad about it. So
yeah, there is definitely
I see
some
34
stuff, we know.
I see 34 lands. I mean, the computer's pretty quiet right now. So what did they say?
I don't know, they said there might be some turbulence.
Turbulence on this one. I think they maybe were talking about the deck audit. I don't know. Turbulence is an
safety.
It's an airplane word.
Not the biggest fan usually.
Yeah, there's some cards I'm looking at. Let's look at the lands first. Maze of Ith. It doesn't actually make mana, so you really have 33 lands, and your average mana value is at basically 3. So my first question is maybe we cut Maze of Ith. Actually, I'm definitely going to cut it. Then Reliquary Tower. I don't know if we need that. But like, what do we have? Can you think of any benefit for Dryad Arbor and these artifact lands?
I don't think there's any synergy in them, so probably not.
Enchantments, lands. Is it for all that glitters +1/+1 for each artifact? I don't. If it's just that, then I don't think it's worth it, and I'd rather just have regular lands that like won't die to farewell. So let's trim these 3 as well. Boop, boop.
I'll put my mic back, and BZ will move the computer a little bit back, too. Apparently there's some,
Ooh, boy. Okay. It really hurts my arms.
Well, apparently there's a high-pitched whistling sound.
A high-pitched whistling sound? That's not the computer, though. Do you hear high-pitched whistling?
I mean, it's through the mic, probably. They said it's audio interference.
Audio interference?
Yeah.
I don't really know what that means.
Yeah. Also, I wouldn't tap on your cup or anything either. I know you're doing that, so maybe.
Oh boy. Well, chat, let us know if this stream is unwatchable, but I feel like it's not.
Thank you so much, Dixon. We really appreciate it. Yeah.
Thanks, Dixon. We appreciate that a lot. I'm also kind of looking at Reliquary Tower. It's just like another land that
Colorless.
Colorless, and I don't think a lot of decks actually are that worried about having no max hand size. 7 cards is enough to win the game, especially with a Voltron commander. You should be fine. But yeah, so I don't. If there's interference at this point, I would hesitate to say it's on our end.
We can try it.
What are we trying?
See if that works.
Oh, okay. Was that like?
They just suggested it.
Yeah. Just making sure that we're still audible and stuff, and everything sounds the same.
Yeah, it's fine. It was just desktop. It's not Focusrite, which is us.
Yeah, so I guess there was no benefit at all to having that up. That was just a question for you.
Oh. Yeah. Does this deck go wide with enough for Gavany Township?
I don't see that many creatures.
Okay, I didn't realize that might have fixed it. That's awesome.
Wow. Okay. Sick. I can.
Maybe the computer was taking its own audio.
There might have been a feedback loop or some crap. Thank you. We saved the stream. Now everyone will love us forever. Wow. Okay. So there's just a lot of stuff I see, but we got to start with lands. I would
Orchard
say there's not. There's really, I don't think, too much reason to be playing Gavany Township. None of these really make tokens. So I'm just kind of like, eh? But I also don't want this whole thing to be lands. How many lands have we cut? We'll have that be it. So this is 6 lands. Let's get to the lands that we think would go in instead.
They said deck has a Sarah's Sanctum. Some land tutors might be justified. Maybe.
All right, so Exotic Orchard, you said.
Yeah.
We have Crows and Verge, which I do like. Scattered Groves, Canopy Vista. Let's get all the duels. Let's make sure you have all your duels. Temple Gardens here, Sunbittle Grove, Overgrown Farmland.
Do we have?
Oh, it's already in there also. Whoopsies.
Horizon Canopy.
The.
This is a 25 changer. Yes.
We're gonna be really putting the screws to this one. Yeah, Horizon Canopy's a good one. What's the one I'm thinking of? Brushland, the Painland. Okay.
The new Archer's Charm will definitely consider it. It's really good.
So we've added 3 lands.
We have the Commander land. We have the.
We need 3 more lands, and we possibly want to go up on land count in general anyway.
Pain. We have the one that. We have the one that comes in with 2 or more.
Overgrown Farmland, yeah, was already in there.
And then the Commander land.
Right. What is that? Botanical Sanctum? But it is an allied one, so it might be expensive. Is it not Botanical Sanctum?
I don't think so. It's
I think it's a Sanctum, right?
Let's see.
Bountiful Promenade, that's what it is. Botanical Sanctum is a different land. 16, that's a little pricey. But you could always put it in a
make as many changes as you want besides just changing the commander.
You know, changing 25 lands is going to be, or 25 cards is going to be a little pricey.
Wooded Bastion, they said?
Oh, it's a filter land? Possibly. Possibly. I'm not the biggest.
I mean, 2 colors, though?
Yeah, maybe it's just as a one of. Wooded Bastion. And then let's get another land in here before we forget about lands entirely.
So you have, like... We already have something to make it unblockable. Do we want to... Is there anything to, like, give it anything? Do we want, like... We could always do something like Boseiju if we want to just be real lazy with it.
Oh, right. That's not lazy. That's just good. Type land. See what lands are missing. If any. We are very talented. So there's Yavimaya, Boseiju. Oh, Mosswort Bridge is a Voltron deck? Potentially.
That might be a little slow for this, huh?
Oh, we're not trying... I mean, this deck is a Voltron deck, but it's not trying to win on turn 4. I can afford a tap land.
Yeah, they said Reliquary Tower is overrated, but enchantment decks draw a lot.
They do draw a lot, but I just don't think you need that many cards to win. And some decks that are enchantments want to bring back all the enchantments.
Razor Verge could be an option.
I don't like Razor Verge.
Oh, is that the 2 or less one?
That's the 2 or less.
Oh, What's the 2 or green?
Let's get Mosswort in here.
Yeah, we have the 2 or green.
We have the Overgrown Farmland.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so lands upgraded, except maybe I'll add some more. I'm just not going to cut anymore.
Yeah. Seer Safety, I already don't want.
As like a... Because we also have Ghostly Prison. So forget the defense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are not big fans of those to begin with.
We're not huge fans. I think I'm going to cut Ghostly, but if Sphere of Safety says they can't attack you unless they pay 5, that's not really a choice. I don't know. We'll keep an eye out. Whenever a creature... We don't have that many creatures in the deck, so an Exaltation can go. What is Words of Worship?
Yeah, we can't. I don't know what else to do for the audio.
Get rid of Words of Worship.
Witch's Hunt if it's Voltron. Witch's Clinic, they said. I'm drawing that many cards. It's kind of nice to end my turn. Choose my best 7. Yeah.
The whistling is returning in short spurts. That's Oblivion Ring. We're gonna do better for removal than that. Daybreak Coronet, Cigarda's Aid, Season of Growth when we cast an aura. How many auras do we have? 17.
What's the chunk?
It's a decent amount. Battle Mastery though, Double Strike. Just Double Strike.
I mean, it is Voltron, but
get rid of it. Not really vibing with that particular one. Dueling Grounds. Maybe a card I would cut, depending. Starfield. I don't know about Starfield. I think actually Starfield is like not great because it exposes all of your enchantments to board wipes, and I just don't want to do that. I wish I could just have the first ability.
Plasma of Heroes I have not loved. It seems good in theory, but in practice it's like you're never using it for too much.
It's 4 mana, right?
Yeah. Like the hexproof ability I never really get around to use because I'm usually using a lot of my mana and I want to keep up like small bits of mana for interaction. If I'm passing the turn with 4 mana, it's either so late in the game that I should have closed it out by then, or I don't have enough card draw.
Alright, so we're going to get rid of Helm of the Gods also. It's an artifact that's an enchantment payoff. We'll just play enchantments.
True Conviction for Double Strike and Lifelink.
Same with this. It's not an enchantment. Oh, True Conviction. Yeah, but it's only on 1 creature. It's a lot to pay. I mean, maybe. This all seems fine. I don't know if this deck needs Esper Sentinel.
I mean, it's definitely not bad, though.
It's not synergy. But it is a good card. I guess we'll leave it in. Enchantments cost 1 less. I don't know about these guys. How do you feel about these? Enchantments cost 1 less, guys.
I mean, are your enchantments costing that much? I feel like a lot of your enchantments already are pretty cheap. And so, unless they're giving additional things, I'm not sure if I play it. Wouldn't you,
Plus, these are not enchantments.
How about Shigeki? Isn't he enchantment or no?
Let's also get Danitha out of here. Shigeki is. It's early ramp. Late game, it can rebuy some of your stuff.
The new Aftermath Calyx.
He helps with Voltron. And if you're in auras things, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, one with nature, Keen Sense, and Sixth Sense are good.
You might want to bring your stuff over a little bit because you're off.
Oh. And they said depends on our enchantment curve. If we're going for high cost enchantments, then I like the reducers. And Jukai Naturalist.
Now see, that one I like. Because that one is an enchantment that reduces. To me, it makes a big difference. Difference is like triggering all our stuff or not.
Yeah, do you want the other dude? The core dude.
Core dude.
I don't know.
Oh, the 5 mana one.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not Spirit Dancer. Ondu Spirit Dancer. This says when enchantment enters, we can clone it.
Hey Eric, thanks for joining.
And if they're auras, we can just put them both on Sigarda. That seems pretty good. We don't have that many legendary enchantments. We just have Calyx and Sithis that are like nombos. Not really nombos, but... Oh, and the Great Henge. We don't have that many creatures, actually, so it's not going to be very good for us.
Do we want more interaction?
Probably.
Do we want to save some, like, how many slots do you want for that?
I'm liking Season of Growth less and less the more I see from it. Dueling Grounds. Oh, Abundance I'm not a big fan of. It seems like filler to just get the enchantment count up.
Yeah, Ondu Spirit Dancer is so good. I need one, but they're hard to find because it's definitely hard to find. So we snapped one up immediately when it came out because of BZ's Imperial Archangel deck.
So we have 20. So we need to cut 5 more cards. And I want to do that so we can't possibly forget what number we're on again, because it's always so annoying when I forget. So 5 cards to cut. Maybe this sword's going to be a little less crusty. Does that count? It's much easier to look at. Maybe we get rid of Dueling Grounds as 1. Hallowed Haunting. Creatures you control flying vigilance, and you get pretty beefy spirits. Could be a backup. Do we need Authority of the Consuls if we're Enchantress? I don't really associate this with Enchantress, do you?
No, not really.
Sigarda's Aid. Gives auras.
Yeah, does
flash.
he
Let's
have
get rid of
Wild
this,
Growth
too.
and Utopia Sprawl in there? I don't think
We will get
does.
them. We will add them, certainly. All right, that's 3. I think we need, I believe, 2 more cuts. And then we will be at a place where we're going to start adding cards. I don't think we're going to get 4 creatures for growing rights, or
we don't
have
have
creatures
that many
to hit.
creatures in here.
So 1 more. 1 more. Shielded by Faith, privileged position. This enchantment suite looks pretty tight. Looks pretty good.
We're definitely going to add some stuff. Do you like Darksteel?
I think so. Because Sigarda has flying, so whatever you throw it on is never going to be able to block your stuff.
Sigil of the Empty Throne. Well, we'll get to...
It's possible. I want to get the cuts in order so that we know we don't have anything else to do.
We want to get rid of?
Do we just trim this Esper Sentinel? We have so much card draw. And then you can play Esper Sentinel in a different deck. Because I guarantee of all your decks, this is the one that needs Esper Sentinel the least.
They said Mirari's Wake feels win more.
Mirari's Wake feels win more.
Maybe. I mean, I've definitely seen it do work.
It's at least an enchantment, though.
I understand where you're coming from, but I think it's fine here.
Let's just get Esper Sentinel out of here, and then you can put it in a different deck, and it'll be better in that deck.
Hallowed Haunting.
Hallowed Haunting is this card that we already have. Okay, so now I'm like 95% sure. If you want to read chat, I'm going to just count this again. But
yeah,
I'm pretty sure
oh wait, it's already in there. Yeah, there are a lot of good enchantments in here. We're going to probably add some of the ramp ones and some of the removal type enchantments. And yeah, we would love to do a deck audit for you. We're going to try and do them at least once a week. But sometimes we switch it up, you know?
All right, we got there. 25 cuts. So, someone said Wild Growth. Amazing.
Esper Sentinel definitely is a removal magnet.
Utopia Sprawl, also amazing.
What, Wolfolo?
Yeah, because now we're going to be able to get ramp. And this deck didn't have a lot of ramp, actually, so it's good. So maybe let's get Fertile Ground. And,
they want Lignify?
Who the hell is Steve Jobs? On a similar path, you want Exploration, because Exploration is fantastic in Enchantress decks. You already have Burgeoning. They just go hand in hand. They're so good. When they start cycling and cantripping, it's kind of...
Song of the Dryads?
Song of the Dryads, yeah. Let's get that in there. You already got Kenny T's Transformation. So between that's like 3 ways to go.
Yeah, Sprawl is forest only. We do have some...
Oh, there's plenty of forests. I mean, we're in 2 colors, too.
It's also very cheap for Utopia Sprawl because it's only 1 mana.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't need to be played on turn 1. So is there any other ramp that I'm like dying to have? I kind of want to look at... Maybe I won't. Maybe you won't look... yeah, we can look at my deck for reference. Boom. Can we pull it up? How quickly can we find this stupid thing?
There's a lot. It pulls up all of our decks, so you should just... Yeah, there it is.
Boom! That wasn't so bad. What are the cards that I have been liking? Setessan Champion, do we have that in our suite of dudes? We do. You probably have them all. Oh, I do love Nessian Wanderer. That's like a Enchantress payoff. Is like low-key underrated.
Yeah, how many ads? This is a 25 changers, so 25 cuts and 25 ads.
9 more ads. We're actually almost done. We've done a pretty good job.
The camera's hiding it, so.
Yeah. We're almost done. You could do like a Winds of Wrath. You don't have board wipes in here? Oh, you have Winds of Wrath. So, let's see. Is there anything I'm just, brain fart missed? Mana Bloom's something to consider. Oh, there is like the Seal of Primordiums too. We could add that. ECD, some removal. Alright, close this thing. I think... Let's get Aura of Silence. I don't know if this is an unfun card to some people. It can be. If you think it's unfun, just play Seal of Cleansing. It's 1 less white pip, and then it just is the exact same card except it removes that stacks piece. Whatever you want, taxing piece to it. But it is a good way to kill. It is a good way to kill enchantments and artifacts. Anything else popping out? Do we maybe need more removal even?
Yeah, I think we do need more removal.
We've got Darksteel, Kenny's Tea. We've got
or anything we
Aura
can maybe,
Shards, Aura of Silence.
Anything we could give Trample with?
Song. We've got. I guess that's 5. plus swords and a board wipe and Calyx. So that's 8. That's a little low.
It's a little low.
And you said, do we have anything that gives trample?
Yeah.
Unflinching Courage and Armadillo Cloak both give trample. We could throw in Rancor.
Okay.
That's a classic one that cantrips. Good early, good late.
Because I was just thinking, if they
Throws
have like
trample on.
infinite 1/1 Thopters, you might be a little tough to get damage in for Voltron, right?
Yep. But also we do have Spirit Mantle and Unquestioned Authority.
Shigeki is in here. We did add it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, there's also these two to make them unblockable. So between all that stuff, we got to be good. Let's get removal. So maybe we also want Seal of Primordium.
Thank you so much for supporting the show. We appreciate it. Yeah, there is Bear Umbra in here, I think, already.
Mm-hmm. Let's, for the first time, go to type enchantment. And just see if we missed anything big. Oh, Dryad of the Elysian Grove. It's kind of important to me to have extra land drops in these decks. Because that's like the bottleneck. You're like, with Enchantress decks, you have cards. Cards are not a problem. Problem is getting them onto the battlefield. And the best way to do that is extra land drops.
Why is Natural Order in this deck?
Natural Order is not in this deck. I think they were looking at my other deck.
Oh, okay.
Blindo is like a random
I mean, it's good
sort of thing.
but-
Yeah, I do like removal too, if we can find anything else. I don't know about Sigil. How do you feel about a Sigil as like a backup thingy?
I mean, it's not bad, especially if all of your enchantments are pretty cheap. But it is 5 mana too, so.
How are we looking on CMC? 2.8? I think we can throw in a Sigil. You know, Sigarda is...
Yeah, Skyfall has a lot of cool stuff.
What about, like... There's a couple... You know, you could throw in, like, a Flicker of Fate. It can be kind of dirty. Oh, not Flicker of Fate. Oh, God.
What?
I'm trying to think of what that card is. The aura that flickers auras. So Oracle, Exile, Auras. Flicker Form.
Oh, Marco Sakiko. We just talked about that in a video.
Flicker Form. Where is it? This one. Sigard is still vulnerable to the big ones that we mentioned. Toxic Deluge, Farewell, Psych Rift. I don't think it's actually vulnerable to Tragic Arrogance. Yeah, so it's vulnerable to the other ones. And maybe you just want one way to make sure that
It's super protected.
it's super gone. Like, it's gone. No way to interact with it. It's out of here. Do you think that there's maybe a justification for, like, instants and sorceries that are not... You know, you could do, like, Heliod's Pilgrim to tutor.
I definitely think so. I think there's, like, definitely places for them because when you're building, like, Kindred decks, for instance, you're not going to have 80... Or you're not going to have, like, 70 vampires because...
I mean, that's... If you can get everything out of vampires, and you could, you would, but...
But you can't, so...
Currently, we have 44 enchantments.
So there's definitely justifiable stuff for...
Yeah, is there just, like, one more instant that we want to play? I don't know. You could try,
It's
like,
not an enchantment, but this seems like a Robe of Stars deck, Ken says.
Oh, that's another way to make sure that... Similar to Flicker Form, Robe of Stars would make sure that you can make... Like, Sigarda can never leave the battlefield.
Sabine's Reclamation, Generous Visitor.
Generous Visitor. Oh, this little guy. Yeah, he's okay. Could be... We've got ways to interact with... I feel like we can interact with all the basic types.
Yeah, more removal never hurts. Do we want Sabine's Reclamation?
I don't think we can put things in the grave as well as some Enchantress decks can.
Gladriel's Dismissal, they said.
Oh. That is another way to save Sigarda. How do you feel about that? You in?
Yeah, I want to see that card more anyways.
So go play it and then let us know how it goes. One more. We have one final... Let's see if we can find anything that's, like, big. Is there any cool big things?
Like finisher big, or are we talking just like big enchantments?
I'm just looking big. I mean, ECD is removal.
I've seen ECD's been good in your deck at least. What about a generic Beast Within or Generous Gift? At that point, you're just playing on an Explained Absence.
What about Nylea's Colossus? When an enchantment enters, you double target creature's power and toughness. How many does that require before Sigarda is just a 50-50?
Like 3, maybe?
Yeah,
2.
3, maybe 2. Let's get that in there. Let's get Nylea's freaking Colossus in here. You can afford one big boy. All right, thanks for that was a beefy
thank
audit.
You.
Thanks for that super chat.
Super cool. This one's a 5-changer.
All right, little palette cleanser. Little 5-changer. And then I think... Yeah, then I think Ken's next after that.
No.
Nope. Oh, you're crossing them off as we go. Ken, you're next. Bilbo ring tempts you when he enters or leaves. And then he makes a treasure when he hits. So are we just like Bilbo Voltron? There's barely any creatures in here, so I would guess. Okay, Curiosity. A bunch of evasive artifacts and enchantments that give evasion. Guild Artisan.
Yeah, 3 enchantments minimum to get her to 1-shot range. There's a lot.
Yeah, but if she's 11, it's just 1.
Yeah. So this is like...
I'm actually still trying to figure out what the plan is. It looks like we want to hit with Bilbo. We want to give him stuff. We want to make him haste and flying and double strike and Reaver Cleaver. But then there's like some vehicles that we're crewing, I guess.
You're definitely keeping up on some of the new releases.
We're giving double strike a lot. Gimli is the way to have double strike. Copper Dragon's here. Torrential Gear Hulk is here to cast. I guess it casts 13 of these 14. Flick a coin deals 1. I think we can cut this.
Yeah, that seems like maybe.
Yeah. I get that we're kind of doing treasure stuff.
Not sure that much though. Yeah, in before Bilbo's ring.
Bilbo's ring. Isengard Unleashed. I don't even know what this card is. Damage can't be prevented. If a source would deal damage, deals triple this turn, and it has flashback. What a weird card. Oh, Windfall. We can definitely cut Windfall. We know we're not Windfalling, right? There's 2 wheels. 2 wheels in this deck, but we're not.
I know there's Prisoner's Dilemma.
I don't see a way to weaponize these. Oh, I gotta copy the deck still. You know I know who?
I know you don't love Prisoner's Dilemma, or at least when we've talked about it.
I would have to presume it's a fun include, and I certainly haven't tested it. I do not think the card is that great. Mob Verdict. Each player secretly votes for another player, then those votes are revealed. For each vote an opponent received, deals 2 to that player and all their creatures, and then every time you get voted for, you draw.
Yeah. And hit the mother load? I think
hit the mother load. I think is actually like pretty rough.
And if we're making treasures, then Academy Manufacturer could be a really good include.
It could be. Yeah, let's get him in right now. Academy Man. So we're still going to need 2 cuts. Pain Distributor gives away treasures. This seems like I just complete, it's chaos. We're throwing around damage.
Do we have enough card selection and stuff?
Card draw?
Draw / selections in general.
So I see Tezzeret.
Let's see. I'm in the process of building a Davros deck purely so I can play Prisoner's Dilemma. That's cool. Draconic Destiny works well with this. Treasures in Voltron, which I think this is. There's the New Crime Novelist too.
Oh, whenever you sack, it gets bigger and you can keep going. Oh, we're going to cut Flick a Coin because I'm just not sure why. I don't think we need it for really anything. This Reality Shift is nice.
I know we're a treasure deck, but Spell Swindle seems pretty expensive to keep up for 5 mana.
Well, do you like Spell Swindle less, or do you like Access Denied less?
Oh, God. Access denied.
All right, I think that was our last cut, because I already added Academy Man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So what could tie this deck together? Maybe some lands. We only have 33.
Yeah, your land count is a little low.
I think I won't add lands as much as I'll say you really need to eat your vegetables, and you probably need like 36 lands in this deck. Maybe here's what I'll do. we set some card draw, I'll give you Seagate. But you gotta have to add more lands after that. So I get that we're maybe causing a little chaos. We have an evasive boy with Bilbo. And we'll kind of have some treasure payoffs because Bilbo can make treasures. You've got Double Strike covered. You've got Zorn, Academy Manufacturer. I mean, what about Goldspan?
Yeah,
Goldspan has a very similar effect to Zorn.
Do we want Facebreaker?
Oh, we so do. Not only are we getting through with evasive creatures, but we have treasure. We have Treasure Matters. It's like the perfect card. And is there any... I guess we can search for like...
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're giving away treasures.
There's some cards that do, but...
I don't think that's the main
I wouldn't...
theme, though.
Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot going on in this deck. There's... Storm the Vault. Reign of Riches does give Cascade if you were to cast...
Do you like seize the spotlight in here?
Because we don't have any sack outlets.
Yeah.
I think it's better with those. It's like stupid with those. There and back again. You know, none of these are really like super speaking to me.
Yeah, Professional Facebreaker is just a lot of utility. It's really good. I don't think we're doing Chaos.
Or this doesn't look like a full Chaos deck.
It looks like it has like hints of Chaos.
It's more like a Gremlin deck. You know, like you know that kind. Wait, where's Mischievous Mia? Is it this one?
I mean, that's Devil one.
Yeah, this is the kind of deck it is.
They said Magda might be a good payoff.
Oh, right. We have now Ancient, and then Copper, and Goldspan, and then Cavern Horde at least, and then this guy. We have these three, and then this guy, so that's 4, and it also searches for artifacts. We have huge artifacts in here. Okay, good call on the Magda. Good one, chat. Let's keep moving.
Okay, sponsor?
Oh, we keep moving to our sponsor? Do you know that we're sponsored, chat? And not only that, we're sponsored by Card Kingdom, one of the best companies to be sponsored by. It would suck if we were sponsored by one of those lame companies that, like, kind of hard to buy from, you know. Shipping, not free. But Card Kingdom, when you order $50 or more, the shipping is free. And they don't suck at all because their website is super easy to use. And not only that, there's going to be a landing page for the Nitpicking Nerds coming soon to Card Kingdom, which you need to check out. So if you're going to order, it helps out the channel. If you just tell them when you order through the link in any of our videos that we sent you, it does mean a lot.
It really does. They're awesome. We love them. And yes, Q is closed. And I think it's going to be closed for the rest of the stream because we have a lot to get through.
Yeah,
this one says, this is my Niv Mizzet 5-color deck with Gigantha Companion. I'm trying a cool idea of an experience counter deck. The main cornerstones of this deck is getting counters up, proliferation, creating token army, and swinging. Using Commander to find my key multicolor cards, there are some blinker copy cards, so Niv can trigger multiple times. Main win con is going wide with Othari, Sun's Glory, and Najeela to hit them again. More dragons in the deck has an additional beatdown backup. Would love ideas to make it more efficient and ensure I don't get color screwed. Not trying to make it too powerful, but able to win by turn 8 to 10. Oh, by the way, no Joda the Unifier adds. Relatable. I got beef with him. Also relatable.
I got beef with him.
Yeah, so do I.
What? This deck is wild. I was like, oh, Niv Mizzet. I was like, oh, Niv Mizzet and Gigantha. That's cool. I have that too, so that's the title. But this is like experience counters, and it's taking advantage of the fact that most of them are 2 colors.
It's way cooler than Beezus.
No! They're equally cool.
It's so much cooler than
They're
Beezus.
equally cool. It's hard to say who's cooler.
This one. It's very easy, actually.
Screw you.
Yeah, Card Kingdom's super cool.
Card Kingdom is really pog. All right. So, oh my God.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it, but Q is closed right now. So we will email you.
Yeah.
Changes.
What we're doing with spilled over audits is we will do, you know, what you asked for. We just have to do it in via email, a little typed up thing after the stream. So we'll write that down, but we can't on stream because we were clogged up with decks at the moment. We still got like 10 to get through. So we got 10 changes to make. Invasion of Tolvada to reanimate something, and we don't really care about that other side. I just want to make sure that we have all the experience counters. Let's see. And this will let me see them a little more clearly. So there's 8. Do we have Kelsien too? You might be missing Kelsien. Does Kelsien, what does he even do? He gets +1/+1 for each experience counter, and he deals 1 to a creature And when that creature dies, you get an experience counter. Kelsian, not gonna lie, buddy, you're kind of ass.
It's actually funny that there's in the experience counter way there's like Clem, because that was actually the first commander deck I was bought, but I never got around to playing it because I thought it was like so bad. And then I took it apart and used the money at some point to buy stuff for my first Kalia deck.
I mean, I feel like we have Azuri, Marin, Minthara, Othari, but we don't have, and we have Daxos, so we have 5. But to me, maybe we don't play Kelsey and the Buttlord here, but maybe we like play Calamity because it's a 2-color card. It's not a fart face. I guess we're just gonna hate on Kelsian for the rest of the stream.
I guess.
I feel like Calamity's got to be okay. She says creature, spell, mana value 5 or greater. So that's our commander at least, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 others. That seems fine. Especially with all these tutors, like double Sisei. And Niv Mizzet's like kind of a tutor, because he just rolls like that. That's how he rolls. Goro. Whenever one of our creatures entered, get a 5/5, and then you can give your stuff haste. What does that do for us?
Not a ton, I don't think. I'm looking at your multiple, anything that's not 2 colors. If it's not proliferation, I'm not sure if you should really go that route. Or, or it's not within, because you can't find it with Niv Mizzet, so it's a dead hit in that regard.
Yeah, I think I'd rather just play a haste outlet and say forget the dragons. Like, because you already have Rhythm of the Wild, so maybe you just throw in like a...
You're in green. Are you sure you want to go Arcane Signet Felwarstone?
Oh, fair point. Let's, yeah, I would probably trim both of these. They don't, like, at least this proliferates. Sort of Hearth and Home for flickery stuff. This is all just value. Mostly value. Destroy all non-land permanents. How many changes even is this? I gotta keep up with this. 3 cuts, 1 add, so we need 7 cuts is the next mission. Your mana base, perfect.
Yeah, Delayed Halfling seems super awesome in here. Is Marnius in here?
Marnius Calgar, I think. Yeah, here he is. What are we doing with tokens? Is that for Daxos?
I mean, I could see Lotho making treasures.
Othari makes rebels. And then so this
Nagila technically makes them.
I guess there's a token something with Naali. And Jensen makes a 4/4, and Healy makes a token, and...
I guess.
Alright, so yeah, I guess there's just tokens here.
Yeah, I put in Halfling, maybe. You do have a lot of legendaries in here, so the fact that they couldn't be countered can make it, like, really good.
Okay. Delighted Halfling. Could be solid. I wonder if there's any Niv Mizzet staples. I'll pull up mine for inspiration. I'm not afraid. Let's see. Is it this one?
Yeah, okay, there's a bit of tokens. Is it legal for you to build a mono red or Gruul Nagila deck to play off of creating tokens, but making it harder? I mean, you have access to Wooburg, but if you want to limit yourself to just Gruul or mono red, that's up to you. No one's stopping you.
I like those.
I think that's cool.
I think they're fun.
We did an audit of a deck, and it was like mono black, but recently, but the commander was Mardu. I think that's like a cool restriction to put on yourself. Daxos seems like it would be hard to trigger unless you had Marin or Azuri out. There's only 5 enchantments.
Well, you're not triggering Daxos. He's not really a way to get experiences. We could maybe look to adding some. He's more of an outlet once you have experiences, which is why I think we need like Calamity to help us actually get some. Not Fartman Kelsian. He sucks.
Yeah, it's legal. That's a cool restriction. Go for it. What about that 4-mana white legendary that has Grand Abolisher text and makes warriors or soldiers an attack?
Run that by me again.
What about the 4-mana white legendary that has Grand Abolisher text to make warriors or soldiers?
It's a monocolored card.
I was thinking about Kutzel if we want.
Kutzel is actually in here.
Oh, is it?
So
cool?
I'm sure that feels like that role. Is there any other mana production? Goblin and Archomancer is probably amazing. So many of your spells are going to be so many of them are going to be red or green.
Yeah, we're looking just for the 2 colors here at this point. I'm not sure if we want to go like Mural or anything.
Maybe if there's like a 5-drop for, to make Calamity slightly better, we could see about it. I'm not going to copy this by any means.
The Calamite's not our commander, so I don't think we should build too closely for that. If anything, we should just do like more proliferation or something. Or ramp bees so we can actually get the colors we need. Because they were worried a bit about getting colors.
I mean, I see that you don't have Bring to Light. This gets you all of your cards that you're looking for. You can easily converge it, and it searches for a creature, instant, or sorcery, so we can find any one of our little fellas. I'm saying the weirdest words instead of people today. Yeah, get like one of your experience counter dudes. But what is maybe lacking in this deck that we don't necessarily need? I'm not sure what Saheeli is supposed to do. Does she just make like a Niv Mizzet and get a trigger? She doesn't help us with any of our legendaries, and it seems like most of this deck is legendary. I would probably cut Saheeli. Lotho Pippin can protect some dudes. Najila. I suppose. Atraxa to proliferate. Imagine casting Atraxa and then Niv Mizzet. And then revealing some experience counters. Your opponents will just have to be like humbled.
It's such a cool
by how
option.
awesome that is.
Does Drandlin Vala break the Giganta Claws?
It does. It does break that. How about we get rid of, like, I don't know. How do you feel about Exterminatus? It just destroys all non-land permanents, including indestructible ones.
No? I don't know.
Not a fan? I mean, 7 mana, I don't think so.
No, 7 mana.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I got yours. I just chatted you. We'll send it to you once the stream is done. We'll just, like, send you a blurb about it.
I've loved Last One Standing. It's 3 mana, and it's basically a board wipe. You can't really be that upset with it. It is very close to just a 3 mana wipe.
Fourth, I think that's Earth Earling.
Fourth Yorlingus.
Okay. Like, I didn't watch Lord of the Rings. I assume that's where it's from.
Yeah, that is a coherent sentence in Lord of the Rings. I'm sure it means
something.
No, dude, these movies are actually really cool. You should watch them.
You pay us a super chat of $15 or more, and then you send it to an email, and we are not accepting deck audits at the moment.
Right. We are finishing up what we have. It's a nice, it's not a lazy day, but we are kind of sort of snowed in Rhode Island, so we had a nice, it's a cozy day, that's the word.
I mean, even that, though, we just have some bigger ones. We had a lot of 10 changers, and the rest are 5 changers, but we did have a lot to get through, so we just want to make sure everyone gets theirs. But we also would like to make sure that we eat dinner.
Dinner's nice. Dinner is, it's underrated, I think, as one of the meals, because it's probably, dinner, then breakfast, then lunch that we usually skip.
We don't eat lunch for the most part.
We eat a first meal and a last meal, so we either skip lunch or breakfast, depending on your thoughts. Do we want Sky Sprout Claim? We have the rest.
Do we have the... Yeah, sure.
It's super good fixing.
Do we have a schedule for these? We usually try and stream Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m.
We are gonna have to cut stuff.
Sometimes they're roasts, though. Sometimes they're deck audits, and sometimes they are deck showcases. So they kind of alternate depending on what we feel like that day or what we haven't done in a while.
I gotta trim.
What about second breakfast? Well, sometimes we don't even have first breakfast. Aminato. I mean, that's a triple pip.
Trip pips. You could proliferate it because it's a planeswalker.
Yeah, if it's one meal a day, it's gonna be dinner.
If I had to pick one meal, it would just be the biggest meal.
Yeah, I think we're making some sort of like chicken pot pie thing for dinner. I thought you had alligator recently, Eric. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but yeah, second breakfast once removed.
We'll get Oversimplify out too for a better board wipe.
Okay, that's cool. I'm excited. Tell me how that goes. I heard alligator kind of tastes like chicken.
I don't know how I feel about Legion's Initiative. I do get that it's like a flicker thing, but I have not loved it. Maybe you'll be the tiebreaker on this. You think this is a cuttable card, or I mean, Reconnaissance is definitely cuttable in this deck, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll get that out of there.
Violet. You flicker all your creatures. I think that it's okay.
Right. You're not really gonna get too much buff. You're not getting too much buff by it.
Eggs are really good. We love eating eggs.
Oh, eggs are one of the best foods. They are probably top 10 foods.
We love runny egg. It's It's one of our favorites.
Ooh, runny egg.
Yeah, growth spiral for a 2-colored ram.
Maybe this, because I'm not really sure why this is here. So, oh, because it pumps creature tokens? You actually, at the beginning I said we didn't care. But it seems like you might care. But I did just cut some of the cards that make tokens. So, I don't know. Now I'm unsure. Let's get rid of it.
Maybe it's just too muddled, kind of. Do cats eat eggs? I'm not sure. Yeah, good suggestion. Do we want growth spiral?
It's filler. I have it in my version because I can only play gold cards. But let's see if we miss any proliferates. There's not much, apparently. I don't think a lot of these are good. These mostly suck. We can't even play Rolesque because he's double pipped.
Yeah, we wanted to go to New Orleans for a bit. We want to check out Mardi Gras at some point. And I have heard it's really, really good. So I will have to check out Alligator at some point. Eric, I might ask where you got yours. Maybe I'll try and cook it. Ooh, that new black-green enchantment. Oh, are you talking about Insidious Roots? Yeah, Runny Egg Gang. We put Runny Egg on everything we can.
Runny Egg Gang. That is not something that needs to be gangified.
Gang.
But we are now the Runny Egg Gang. Feel free to join us in our adventures.
Throat Spray Gang, Runny Egg Gang.
Dude, Throat Spray, Runny Egg, it's a lifestyle. Skipping breakfast.
Skipping breakfast gang. Yeah, Mardi Gras, I think, is going on right now.
Here, maybe we do this. If you guys had to pick one.
What does this mean outside of our streams? Actually, nothing. Also, during Whatnot, once I said, this or that, and accidentally put the choices yes or no, so don't do that if you're ever making a poll.
Here's a poll. The Runny Egg Gang or Throat Spray Gang? So yeah, we're getting to the really crappy proliferates. Are there any proliferates that you've really loved that you think maybe could go into this deck that aren't, super parasitic? Because we're trying to
Flux Channeler usually, and then the Landfall one, and then...
Yeah, we have Landfall Boy.
Chiron's Bastion isn't the worst, but if you're 5 colors, it might really not
might
be
do
good.
An impression of the worst. Maybe Flux Channeler is good for this.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of egg whites. It feels like you're depriving yourself every time I eat an egg white, like omelet or something. Eggs win by a lot.
Eggs winning, but, there are some Throat Spray people out there. Throat Spray Gang.
What if Wizards makes an anti-proliferate keyword that removes counters? Isn't there something that removes counters?
There's 2 cards.
Yeah, they're not good, but there are cards that remove counters.
Let's look up colors.
Yeah, Fat Tuesday.
2, and then let's look up
what if Throat Spray?
5. Let's see if we can find... I'm just looking for Calamity because we were adding a new little wrinkle to this. I want to see if we can find any more 5-cost, double-pipped dudes and dudettes. Clouth is honestly kind of busted. That card's very silly.
Does Leyline of the Guild Pack non-bow with Niv?
It's not usable in this deck, I don't think. Just because of Gigantha? I don't actually know. All the hybrids are different, but there's green in all of them. I don't know if Gigantha sees that as the same symbol.
They said Lae'zel isn't proliferate, but works well with counters, but
Oh, if you would get a counter, you get an extra one? Maybe we just want, Escape to the Wilds? Scarab God has been good. We want creatures.
Yeah, if we want to really focus on counters, we'd probably, also put, in Vornixlex or something, but that kind of is against the whole... pip.
Yeah, Gigantha says no.
Unfortunately, we cannot.
Emoti could be cascading in some of our bigger spells. Not exactly the most thematic card. This is an interesting little space to brew in. I like this a lot. Athreos can trigger Niv Mizzet again. There's Dragonlord Kolagon, because you seem like you have some dragon payoffs, so maybe instead of, because you kind of have these token things going on, I might switch that a little bit. And let's throw in a Kolagon Storm's Fury to now overrun whenever we attack with dragons, of which we have at least 5 in the deck. And even by itself, it still gives a little bit of a boost. Are we missing anything?
2-color things?
I have liked Wild Cantor a lot. Because you play it on turn 1 and then you just ritual it away for Niv Mizzet. And you just do it a turn sooner. And it doesn't matter that you just threw away a card for a mana because Niv Mizzet just draws you 5 cards.
Do we want anything like Goblin and Archomancer? Is there anything else to that effect?
I don't think there's another version of this. I don't like the familiars. I don't like those. So we've got proliferates. Is there maybe like a thing that puts +1/+1 counters on our team to now take advantage of a backdoor proliferate?
It seems like a lot of like.
But if there's a card that's just good.
Yeah.
If there's a card that's just good, like Rhythm already kind of does that. Soul Herder flickers Niv Mizzet.
Elena is not bad.
That can distribute some. Master Biomancer makes them enter with some counters.
What is the poll? It's just us being weird. Do you prefer
eggs or throat spray?
Or do you prefer us spraying Beezy in the throat on chat?
Not a lot of votes for that poll. Understandable.
Elrond of the White Council?
Elrond. Look, you keep saying these Lord of the Rings cards and...
Look, I didn't see Lord of the Rings either, and I don't want to.
Nope, I'm not reading that. Sorry for you, or, happy for you, or sorry that happened.
Yeah, we can't play well, the Final Vigor is also double pip, so we can't play that with Gigant the Companion.
This is true. I think we're looking for what? We're looking for one more solid little addition.
I don't want... Lord of the Rings and Doctor Who have the same energy of, I don't want to read that.
Hey, okay, so Shadrix is a dragon.
Sure.
And it can put counters, and it can draw us cards. How about that?
Sure.
It even triggers Calamity. Sick deck. Might be the weirdest deck we've seen today.
Ken says, looking for more combos like Lotus. Oops.
Hey, it's Ken's turn.
This is a 5-changer. The rest are 5-changers, so we can...
I have internalized this.
Looking for more combos like Lotus Petal, Samwise, Sack Outlet. I know my land base sucks. LOL.
Rotoderbic.
I don't have that much attention. I barely have the attention span for a movie. I do not have the attention span for everyone who's like, why don't you watch Lord of the Rings extended cut, all of them in a row? It's like, bro, I don't even have the attention span for 3/4 of a normal movie.
She doesn't even like watching things that have plots in them.
I don't.
So Ken's looking for more combos?
I like documentaries, and that's about it.
Ken wants combos?
Yes.
Ken for the...
It was in the primer, too.
Well, we don't have primers. I'll give you the non-crusty swords. That's free of charge. Same with Grave Pact. Ooh, I'll give you the cool one. When I change it in Moxfield, it changes into your collection, too. So just, ask me, and I'll give you guys better versions of the cards. I'll foil out this field.
They said a Nazgul and a Sack Outlet is infinite powered Nazgul.
Is it really?
Is it?
It enters and tempts you, and you sack. I don't think we're trying to do Nazgul things, though. I know this deck is very, wheel spinny, very combo heavy.
I lied, it's infinite deaths. Okay.
There was a primer. Let me see just if it has any more notes. Looking for infinite combos, repeatable, free sack outlets. Focus on doubling ETBs, death triggers, and token generation, all while supporting the big Swamp Man in the command zone.
Yeah,
Infinite
it is one
combos.
token.
Not sure if I should try going super wide strat or try lording my 2/2s. Things like Fell Out of Retreat affects also. Who the hell is Steve Jobs? Lignify. Okay, Kaya. I think Kaya is probably cuttable. This is it is a token doubler, but it only works for that turn, and it's attackable, so I wouldn't even rely on it for multiple turns. And even if you untap with Kaya, you still have to plus it to then minus it again. But are we... You have Anointed Procession, I'm sure. Wait, I think Anointed Procession would be good in this deck, right?
Yeah.
That seems like a 1-for-1 swap. Let's do that. That doubles up on tokens, and they're not legendary, right? So, except it's not legendary yet, so we can get 2 of them.
Is there any... Oh, Nesting Dovehawk if you want to populate your non-legendary tokens or something?
That could be good. Cauldron of Souls brings all the dudes back. Maybe this is a little bit expensive?
I don't like Cauldron of Souls.
The heck does Kenris exile 2 target legendary creatures from your graveyard, and you draw a bunch of cards, and then legendary spells... Oh, cool. That's it. I forgot about this card, actually. I don't know what I'm going to do about that information, but I did forget about it. I see 3 rocks, 4 rocks, 5 rocks, plus Lotus Petal. Yeah, Cauldron of Souls. It is basically a doubler, right? It lets you sacrifice your creatures, get the tokens, and then they come back, and you can sacrifice them again to get more tokens. Ravos is a card I think is a little slow. I saw this in another Ratted Ravik deck, and they were like, well, I'm going to stack up Ravoses, but like, how long does that take? Okay. Especially when you're comboing.
Yeah, we want them all to be legendary.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about like Elenda too, but that's not legendary.
Oh, Ken, this Bartholomew guy, he was such a good ad for the deck because he's a budget legendary sack outlet. That's funny.
Is there any legendary proliferate?
What are we proliferating?
Or not proliferate, sorry, populate.
Let's search. Commander, white, black, type, legendary, creature, and then also you said token. Let's just search token. Couple friends. Lotho could make you some mana.
Lotho's cool.
It is an early legend to play that gets value. Adeline makes tokens. Oh, Mondrak. I'm sure you have, yeah. Mondrak's here. Mural could be good if you're like... I see that's here as well.
Jack, there's like 3 people ahead of you right now.
Mm-hmm. But we will get through all of these. No need to fret.
And this will be, just so you guys know, this will be on as a VOD if you guys ever need to.
If you have to leave, that's totally fine. This will be up.
This goes up, I think, like as soon as we hit like end stream, basically.
Yeah, the second we end it, it'll be up as a VOD. Tesa. It does say sacrifice 3 white creatures.
I think about Preston.
I don't think we...
Oh, it's non-token.
Yeah. Emotech we don't care about because we don't have artifacts. Kalidas is kind of whatever. Lena could sacrifice... Experience counters? Let's make sure there's not any banger ones that we're missing out on. Nadir pops into a lot of tokens already. But I guess when he's going up against Kakusho and Yosei, you know, it's less crazy.
How do you feel about things like Not Dead After All, like effects in these?
I think that's the commander.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they want anyway. Faramir. If your end step of a creature died, you draw. That does get doubled up okay. Tesa. Oh, do these guys help you at all? Not really. And then we're out. We're out after that. So maybe you've got a lot of the legendaries that could be good. Or we could remove this token thing and then just search that. You've got Elis. I'm sure you have Lauren, right? Yeah, Lauren's dope.
Yeah, did you want to put in Lotho and did you want to put in like Jadar? I don't know if that was in there.
Lotho is an option. Ayara. Do you have Ayara? Yeah, combo piece.
Did you want Jadar just for like a bunch of bodies?
Maybe, maybe not.
Is Living Death in here?
Ooh, that's another way to get all your dudes at once. We have Altar to Mill. We are trying to sacrifice. I think that seems... I mean, 36 creatures plus a couple sack outlets. At least 3. And then Living Death with, like, Sir Conrad goes pretty hard. The lease might be too expensive. Because, like, we want legendary tokens and, like, super busted tokens that go infinite and stuff. So, like, I don't think we're going to have a turn where we use Ratted Ravik to make 4 tokens and then pass, and then we'll be that happy that we made 4 tokens off the lease.
Ken says, I have Primeval Glorious Rebirth in here, and do they have the Sack Demonic Tutor? Do you have Diabolic Intent in here?
Oh, I don't see... Maybe this is like a slightly outdated version, Ken. I just don't see the Primevals thing. And he says, what about Demonic Tutor? He has Demonic Tutor?
Well, no, do you have the Sacrifice one? The Diabolic Intent?
Oh, Diabolic Intent. It seems like... I mean, I imagine tutors are just being excluded for now. Eldrazi Monument, though.
Gravecrawler and then
I think Ellis? We can... Oh, to go infinite? I mean, Ken, if you... you're in chat, so that is true, that Gravecrawler plus Phyrexian Altar plus... like, a payoff like Elis goes infinite. Is that something you're interested in?
I mean, he did say he wanted more combos.
That is another combo,
so I could
up.
assume that
like, it's not specifically a combo with... But it does combo because, like, it matters that Ratted Ravik is a zombie, to initiate that. That would make it... I mean, and also Gravecrawler is a cheap creature to sack to Yawgmoth or... I mean, do you have Skull Clamp in here? Yeah, you can clamp it pretty reliably. That's kind of cool.
I would put it in.
Yeah, let's get that in there.
Ken says he does like the idea.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, you're not going to have any trouble getting zombies out. That's a scary combo. Yeah, so I cut Eldrazi Monument. We need one more cut. Anything standing out to you? Alenda's got to be good in this deck, too. Elish Norn. I don't know about Elish Norn.
Do we like Urza's Ruinous Blast if all of our stuff, or not all of our stuff, but the tokens aren't going to be legendary?
Kind of fair point. Does exile our zombies, but I think any board wipe would exile or destroy them. So this at least leaves us with our stuff, but does leave opponents with some stuff. Kind of tricky. I guess this Elish Norn can go, right? I know Ken's a sucker for Phyrexians, but we don't care about this other ability.
Yeah, that's definitely not what we do. They said Benny Brax. Carmen is there as a test card. Not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah, I haven't even...
Do we want Benny Brax because they're making so many tokens?
We'll be making some. I guess we can. Yeah, we can make tokens in instant speed, and Benny is legendary.
Yeah, and they said, and yeah, no Black Tutor or Razaketh design. Makes
yeah.
sense.
I just accidentally punched. Jesus. Oh yeah, Medibrax is pretty sweet. You could start accruing tokens.
Yeah,
on
would
everybody's
Kindred
turn.
Dominance be naming Zombie be better than Urza's?
Ooh, that's kind of badass. Maybe. It's more expensive than Urza's Exiles. It's worth considering at least. This land count's a little low. 3.73 and 34 lands.
I might want to add in a land, Ken.
Ken, I think you want some lands. Mia was talking about, like, why don't you get Malakir Rebirth? Eh? You just mentioned, like, I don't want to include an entire slot for these cards, but as a one-off trick, it could be sick.
Yeah, Yawgmoth's in here.
This is like a little one-time token doubler.
Do you want Agadeems?
I think it's in here. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I remember seeing that one. And you have Ondu Inversion. But I would probably add another land. If I have to eyeball this, what land would I add? Maybe, what's the white-black land from Innistrad Midnight Hunt?
I don't know. I would put Takanuma.
Ooh, Takanuma's good. Oh, Takanuma, you get to channel it for like nothing. You have so many legends. Yeah, and then also consider whatever the white-black land is from Midnight Hunt. I cannot think of that name, and I'm going to have to find it. Other lands. Shattered Sanctum. Is that in here? No. Consider Shattered Sanctum. But let's keep moving.
Okay.
Thanks, Ken. Appreciate the support.
No mass land destruction for the next one, and they also say the goal of the deck is to win via Planeswalker Ultimates or Tiny Bones / Turgid shenanigans while depriving opponents of cards and their ability to fight back. I'd rather you didn't touch the mana base, just focus on developing the strategy. No mass land destruction.
5 swaps, no mass land destruction. Don't worry, we're good.
They want to win via Tiny Bones /
Planeswalkers
or Turgid.
Okay, so we're like ripping hands apart. We're ripping apart hands and we're using Planeswalkers. Okay. Curse of Opulence stands out as not really being directly involved with any of that stuff that we just read. I don't see that. There's 10 creatures in here. I think I want to... That's like the first one. So we can wipe their hands away all day. I don't think we're getting too many treasures off that. Luxior. Doesn't that just expose our commanders or our planeswalkers to more removal? We're not trying to attack with that, are we? Like when they have no hand, they can't pressure our walkers.
Where can you submit a deck to be audited? We are not accepting audits at the moment.
Right. But next stream we can tell you how. It'll be plastered everywhere. So Burglar Rat, Virus Beetle. Do we want maybe more of those types? I'm not sure. I do think this art is like really, really cool. I kind of want to buy this just to have one. I wouldn't even know where to play it. It's just awesome.
Yeah, if it's so Tiny Bones reliant, you might need some tutors for him.
Yeah, I think what they mean, though, is just, like, punishing them for having no hand. Planeswalkers also punish them for having no hand by just accruing value. Not sure about this Jaya's Phoenix, though, but I guess if you're going to always discard it, then cast a Planeswalker and get it back. Sure. I mean, that could be cool. Notion Thief, Narset. Last one standing. Notion Rain is a little bit subpar. We can cut that for something better. Toxic Deluge. This just kind of looks like a snowman to me. It's. I'll switch to the cooler art. There we go.
So it's forced discard payoffs. Gaia Reach Sanitarium is good for getting more triggers when opponents are hellbent.
Yep. And Field of the Dead. Wow. What a great mana base. Clearly, this is the best mana base. Relic of Sauron. Little pricey. Little pricey for a 2-mana rock. I'm not a big Celestis guy. Not big on that at all.
Relic of Sauron?
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
Again, I don't really see how we're connecting with creatures. There's not too many creatures in here. I mean, I understand that our commander has flying, but is that what we need to do? Dousing Dagger, I'm not so big on that.
What do you think about Luxor, Giada's Gift? I don't play Planeswalkers that often, but I was always a little bit nervous about it because it does open your Planeswalkers up to creature removal, too.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it really increases our clock either. Like, attacking somebody with a 5/5 isn't really going to kill them any faster. So that's the cuts. And have we added anything? No. So we're going to just now add cards. So this isn't exactly like a full-on hand hate type deal.
Imperial Recruiter could be good to grab Tiny Bones.
Oh, it could be, yeah. It pretty much grabs anything. It just doesn't grab Phoenix, Necrogoyf, Turgid, or Notion Thief, but it can grab these other 5. And it's a speed bump. It can block.
I know you usually don't like copies, but do you want ones that copy creatures or planeswalkers?
Like a clone?
Yeah.
Probably not. Let's look at... Let's just see what our planeswalker options are. Are there any that discard? Teferi, you don't count. We've got Lily. This one does, but we can't flip it. There's no way to do that easily. Dak Faden's funny because you can force someone else to draw 2, discard 2. Works well with Narset. Davriel's not fast enough. No, we probably.
These are great.
It looks like you've done your due diligence.
They said Liliana's Caress would be a good discard payoff for the little investment since it was triggered multiple times.
Oh, what about Obnixilus though? We have a couple doofuses that we can sacrifice to his casualty, and then he it's a kind of a clock if they don't have cards to even discard.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a pretty big Obnixilus fan.
He really is. You should try it.
And then you know what? That solidifies Imperial Recruiter. So now that's another thing to casualty away.
They said the Rack Teferi's puzzle box with nearest in field.
Teferi's puzzle box with who?
Nearest in field.
Not sure. Not sure at all.
Do we want more interaction?
Yeah, you're good at stripping, but maybe once something sticks, how do we get rid of it? We've got Chaos Warp, Rollick, 3 wipes, Offering, 4 wipes.
Do you want any counter spells though?
Shatter Skull.
Like you have creatures. That are easy.
Wait, looks like Flux Channeler would just be good in this deck, right?
Yeah, I mean Flux Channeler is pretty powerful. Oh, Narset in field.
Yeah. We are scumming people out of their hands. They don't get hands. Not with Notion Thief. All right, so yeah, you said removal, right? And maybe a counter spell or something?
Maybe, because if things stick, I feel like if they're not creatures, you have a hard time dealing with them.
Let's get our handy dandy Soul Shatter out.
I think we need non-creature removal.
Wait, removal, yeah, and then we'll, not Arcane Denial.
Maybe, just
Offer?
Yeah.
Cheap to hold up. You can protect your walkers from top deck shenanigans. This is definitely the all villains deck. Super nasty.
The next one is Rocco. Deck is built around General Ferris. Let's see.
Ferris Rokirik, that guy?
Yeah. Followed you a Wayfarer and Moonvale Regent to make a ton of tokens in a huge board state and using Rocco to tutor them up and get value. As such, deck is built around multicolored matters. We have a Sunforger package.
Oh, cool.
We could tutor up Sunforger as well. Village Bellringers to untap everything to attack, looking for suggestions.
This is kind of neat. You go and get, Moonvale, and then this is all colors. So then you discard your hand, draw 5. You said Village Bellringer to untap and attack. Not Vine Mystic. Probably not a big Not Vine Mystic fan. I have not seen that card in a hot minute.
I feel like I'd rather just play a bunch of other mana dorks.
But he is multicolored, so
yeah.
You do actively care about the number of colors in your things. Maybe that is why. Torrens, Narco, Symbiote. Oh, because Rocco's an elf. Nice. That's cool synergy. We've got the Holy Trinity. Oh, look, Mia.
What? Oh, that's
Unexplained
so good.
Absence. The first
it hits
time
everyone's stuff. It's so good.
It's so good. Sunforger, Great Henge, Aura Shards, Fires, Mana Cannons.
Shadows, cool.
Yeah, War Leaders is perfect. A reasonable number of lands too. Rite of Harmony. That's a little tricky.
Yeah, hey, yeah. They said, hey guys, my deck, Wirewood Symbiote, untaps the Not Vine. It's an insane mana rush.
It could be. I mean, Not Vine Mystic basically taps for 2 mana. So you can get 4. Hedge Mage. So we care about...
You care about your Sunforger package. You care about...
True.
Multicolor Matters.
Multicolored Matters.
I have liked the Cosmic Rebirth recently. That's good.
Yeah, that one has been solid.
And thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.
Thanks for hanging out. White, red, green. And we maybe want... Let's see if there's any multicolored things. I'm sure you didn't miss any, but we're going to check. Ferris, Rien. Tome is a little pricey. I mean, I guess there's Knight of New Alara. You can pump your multicolors by a couple. Certainly a non-zero. And then there's like Hero of Precinct 1 to make tokens. You already have that. Not depopulate.
Let's see. Yeah, a lot of these are not...
a lot of these are stinky. There's not much multicolored.
Matters stuff.
Yeah. There's a bunch of ones for like limited, like Glory Scale via Shino.
Yeah, but nothing that scales too well. How do we see the copied deck you made for the edits? You go onto NN Deck Audits, the Moxfield account, and then you should be able to see through there.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, the names are not that clear. BZ never makes them terribly clear.
Nope. It would take honestly too long to like type out your username and the deck and the commander. So, but they should be. I don't know I think Moxfield does it based on recency.
Yeah, I think through editing it does.
What if we searched colors? Can we get any cool stuff like that? I mean, Catilda is a cheap mana dork that has 2 colors.
We want cloth.
And she can even put counters on all your humans, of which we have.
He says,
11?
I would like more recursion and potentially protection that is multicolored. Also open to cutting monocolor things for more multicolor replacements.
What were you saying, Mia?
Don't remember. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Let's just get back.
I mean, it feels like Knight of New Alara is like right up this deck's alley. Elish Norn doubles ETBs, mostly for Rocco. Is there any of these spells we can replace for similar spells?
And we're usually not trying to get too many pips, but like...
We're not trying to what?
I'm just... Oh, okay. Creatures have... Yeah, that's cool. Guardian Pride, that's fine. Yeah, the Sunforger package is nice.
Cloudstone to bounce ya boy, Rocco. How good has Chance for Glory been?
Invasion of Ravnica, they said?
Is that whenever you cast a spell, it's like 2 colors, you get something? Let's search in...
Potentially another equipment to go get with Stoneforge.
Oh, is Stoneforge in here? Stoneforge is in here, yeah, okay. Invasion of Ravnica, that's this one. Exile something and then... put 2 color things in your hand? Maybe. It is also itself colorless, so you don't get
the triggers and stuff.
I can't imagine. Is there something better than Village Bellringer? What are we? We're tapping our mana dorks, and then we're
attacking. It said.
We're untapping like with.
They said it's a game winner. You make a huge board state in Sunforge. Your chance for glory. I've won nearly every game I cast it.
Well, all right then. I won't hate on that. Multicolored ramp spells, perhaps.
There usually aren't that many multicolored ramp ones that I'm like.
Yeah, like this many?
Yeah, that's about right.
Dire Strain, Rampage, kind of a...
For removal, do you want like Decimate maybe? You can hit multiple things.
It's just not an instant. Maybe that's what they... Because they're like... I think they care a lot about their... They care a lot about their Sunforger.
Yeah, that does make sense then.
I mean, Sundering Growth, pretty reasonable card. Wear Tear is 2 colors.
We convoke with Philagi, Wayfarer, and I noticed I struggle to close out games. I made a huge board state, so I add the Bellringer to untap everything.
Oh, like as you're convoking.
Okay.
Dromoka's command can be a 2-for-1. It's ish, you know, it's close. And now we're getting into the stinkers.
Yeah, these are not great.
Mega stink now. Now we're just so stinky that it's not even worth it. Thunder Growth is 2 colors. That's like sticking out a little bit to me.
Yeah, there's not much in the multicolor where I'd say that this is really worth playing, even if you do care about multicolored stuff.
I mean, we need suggestions. We're not stumped. We're just moving slow.
Yeah, we do have 6 left.
Hey, if you got anything, I'm ready to hear. We're struggling.
I mean, I definitely think that if you want more interaction, you're probably going to have to break out the multicolored shell.
1. Oh, the interaction's low, right? 1,
yeah.
2, 3, 4. I see 4. And then 5, 6.
I'd say Tibalt's Trickery is a really good thing to fetch with Sunforger.
Could be solid.
Having counter on a stick is always pretty threatening when I have it at the table.
Let's look for more removal.
Yeah, maybe it's just perfect. Yeah, Metamorphose.
7. Metamorphose seems kind of pointless. I'm not sure why that.
They said it's just free, but
it's free, but I don't know what we're getting out of it. We can get a 4/4 sometimes. 7. I mean, it looks like Knight of Autumn would be good in here. It's 2 colors, and it's removal, and it's a creature, so you can tutor for it. It seems like kind of perfect. Let's get that as our. I didn't even duplicate this deck yet.
Yeah, I think you should put Tibalt's Trickery in here to have it as a Sunforger target.
As a gotcha?
No,
perhaps?
It's just good to have a counterspell in here because if you're struggling with certain types of removal, just don't even let them cast the spell.
So let's look up creature, see if there's anything in here we could add.
Does Moxfield do custom cards? I don't think so.
Clouth has been pretty nonsensical.
He's been good.
When I've played it. And if you've got a big attack... Oh, plus he lets you... He says you can only use a mana to cast spells, but if you just bounce Rocco, you can cast Rocco for like a bunch. And go get some kind of banger.
So what do you want to remove and stuff too?
Well, you know, we'll get there. Bloodbraid seems like it might be kind of fillery. It is 2 spells, but it's not busted. It's probably just filler.
Do you want Balaged for a land or something? I don't know what the... I mean, you said mana base not too much, I think? I haven't thought about the new Aurelia, they said.
Yeah, new Aurelia might be something if we're attacking with enough things. If you find that you can attack with enough things, I think Aurelia is good. This gives us a little bit of beefy flyer stuff, makes our extra combats better.
If you have a custom deck and audits are open, you could send it via the email, I guess. I mean, I guess you could like make a Moxfield link and then just send us the custom commander in like a image file when you send the email.
Yeah, we would definitely look at that. Just not right now because the stream is...
Yeah, the queue is closed at the moment.
Queue is closed. How many elves are in this deck?
They said bigger on the inside. I have considered giving Cascade to my spells. That's what I wanted to see in action, but it does seem... You know, I feel like I would have expected it more in a dedicated deck.
I feel like 2 equipment is honestly not that bad with Stoneforge. Guardian Project. Cryptolith Rite is in here. If we want Cryptolith Rite, let's get Elven Chorus. It's like redundancy on that. Helps you kind of do that convoke thing you were talking about with Village Bellringer. Lets you draw cards. You have 38 creatures. That's going to be like big value.
Yeah, so what are we getting rid of?
We do need to add one more card. We're kind of doing this one in reverse. I think it's easier to add cards first. There's no multicolored Eternal Witness. Witty Roastmaster.
Is there any mana dorks that are multicolor but not 3 colors?
No, they're all green except Deathrite.
Yeah, maybe it needs an overrun effect to finish out like Crater or Moonshaker or that other alternate. Oh, N-Rays. Maybe.
Well, you know what? Then we'll bring in that one guy that we just talked about. Knight of New Alara. He pumps. We were talking about him for like 5 minutes, and then we just never... It gives your creatures +1/+1 for each color. So as long as you're getting +2/+2, it's a pretty decent bonus.
Myth Sledge.
We just need to find cuts now. And so, Witty Roastmaster...
They have a couple effects like that.
Yeah. There's like... Sun Titan, maybe, is just a little... He's 1 color, he's 6 mana. We added some other beef.
He's been...
Let's just get him out of here.
I don't think bad is the right word, but I feel like he's been power crept out. To some extent, at least.
Are we allowed to trim Boros Charm? I think I'm going to trim Boros Charm. I've never liked Boros Charm in like anything. And you have Teferi's Protection already. And possibly a Chroma's Will to save yourself from a board wipe. But now you also have Tybalt's Trickery, which counters.
Yeah, they said Boros Charm I've never been too sold on.
Nah, I don't like it too much. It doesn't protect from enough. We were just talking about how
it's
like...
It's sentimental, but it's not good.
Farewell, Psych Rift, Toxic Deluge, Tragic Arrogance, Boros Charm's just like... double strike, huh?
I have killed Beezy with it, though. He had 4 life, and I just aimed it straight at his face.
Yeah, nope, that'll happen. That'll happen. But only if you're me. 3 trimmies. You can't trim instants. I don't really see a reason to trim any of these sorceries. There's so few of them already.
Creatures that like don't really matter. Like, what's Torn do?
Torrens makes tokens. Maybe we couldn't cut him. He makes tokens that we're trying to.
We're not adding any more cards. We're just removing some at the moment.
Yeah, we're trimming a few. I really am not super sold on Elish Norn.
Okay, cut it.
Like we get obviously double Rocco. That's cool. But if it only works with Rocco, I don't know if I'm that interested.
They said all the token generators are essential.
I don't know if I'm that interested in that. So let's see. Stoneforge at doubles. We only have 2 equipments. Hedge Mage, Witness. Then there's like Skyclave. We just added Knight of the Thingy. Witty and the Enchantment. But we have other overruns. Aowen, kind of. Yasharn, I guess. That's not a million. It also does Great Henge, Guardian Project, and Aura Shards, and Cloudstone. That might be Infinity. I don't know. That might be some infinite stuff. Okay. Samut gives creatures haste. We are going to have to trim stuff.
Okay. I mean, we definitely have to.
Sabertooth. Is Sabertooth a little expensive for what we're doing?
Maybe a little.
you pay 6 to bounce Rocco, and then you pay like 6 for Rocco. Is that a winning?
They said your Sharn has been more useful as a hate piece. I consider Elshnorn more of a hate piece for my opponents, so open to cutting it.
Yeah, if it's not essential to what you're doing, I might cut it and just focus on beating people up.
What's the hero do?
Hero's token generation.
Never mind.
How about Rite of Harmony?
It says this turn. I don't like that.
It just feels a little bit finicky. We've already got Elven Chorus, Great Henge, Guardian Project. I think Beast Whisper's in here. Kootzil's in here for card draw. I feel okay on that front. And we got Orin Frostfang, which is amazing.
Yeah, one more.
Is Village Bellringer the best way to untap your creatures? I'm just curious. Let's see. Just curious.
I mean, I guess you could go Vitalize if you want just instant speed. I have it in my elf deck and it's been pretty good.
It's better to have a body for Rocco. Yeah, because I guess you value low mana to be able to tutor it faster. Oh, I'm looking at Temur Sabertooth and I'm not loving it. That's kind of... If all these cards are essential, this one is not as essential, I think. I don't... Or maybe Gerard. When he dies, return all your things, but you have to have him die, so it has to specifically
be
a
like a
board
lot
up,
of
and
hoops.
There's no sack
He
outlets.
said, sadly, yes, can cut Sabertooth.
I think I'm going to get rid of my boy Gerard.
Okay.
A little bit weird. Because you're not going to... Things just have to go right for you. And we have instant speed ways to protect from board wipes.
Okay, I sent you the next one.
I love me some multicolor shenanigans.
It's a 5-color or 5-changer, needs more consistent life gain or small life gain. It combos off but needs more consistency. Win cons are Sphinx of the Second Sun, Felidar. Approach of the Second Sun, draw from empty library. Please avoid cutting planeswalkers, no budget. Planning to adding the better counterspells so they don't add them.
Will. All that deck list is will. So we're not gonna we're not gonna upgrade the counter spells. But this is sort of like a Dirtle Pillow Fort type deck that tries to win by decking itself.
You should put in Blind Obedience.
Sure.
If you want little bits of life gain and
stuff. I hate Norn's Annex. I'm definitely not a fan of that card. I don't think it actually does what it promises. Also not a big fan of Venser's Journal.
It's a cool one. Thank you for sharing it.
I just don't want to wait that long to gain my life. I know it gains life.
They said Soul Sisters?
But I don't want to wait that long. Possibly, I'm still sort of... Whenever you cast a spell, untap a creature, which is Will. This guy gains 2 for each other creature you control. That's expensive. How much are you really gaining with that few creatures? Let's get that out of there. Queen, Loremaster, Finale. It's so funny that just some of the cards you get to play in Will decks.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I was saying that like Blindo could be really good because it's consistent.
Blindo's got to be good.
Little bits of life gain.
Blindo's got to be
any
sick.
types of little extort that you could put in.
It slows them down and it bolsters your life total. It's got to be like exactly what you want. Pemanzora for Will, Ristic Study, Vantress. What are we copying? What are we copying? You can create a target enchantment or artifact. I don't really know what we're copying with this. Do we just want the monarchy? Sanctity. How often are we being targeted? Like, I don't find that I'm worried about being targeted
that often
in Commander. I'm worried about dying to like Torment of Hailfire.
I'm also more worried about like my stuff getting targeted than me personally, for the most part.
Yeah, so we can find one more, and then we can start adding some bangers. Sphinx's Rev is excellent. All these expos are good. It's good to have those. Preordain,
that is
maybe
there
it's
to
just
counter my friend's deck. Okay, yeah, we don't like playing things that are direct counters to other people's decks because it loses a little bit of that flexibility if you play with like anyone else.
Let's get rid of Preordain. I like Preordain, but it is kind of fillery. You might be better off with some other... Like, cantrips, I think, are more for Spellslinger decks. So we can look up ways to gain life.
Kuro has a deck too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, you could give things lifelink if you want. Yeah, Archivist might be okay depending on what.
Sort of doesn't really.
Authority
I wouldn't say Archivist is a card that gains life, because we're trying to gain life and then activate Will. So if we don't have that many creatures, we can't really use Soul Warden to gain life at sorcery speed. Pontu's Monument? No. Oh, Heimrat's Archive might be a better version of that Venser's Journal that you had in the deck. You already have it, though, so maybe that's just what I would play instead of Venser's Journal. Elixir, Suture Priest. Fumigate is ironic, because you're gaining a lot of life, but it won't matter.
Yeah, Curse of the Swine to remove things. Kuro has, like, Angel of Vitality, Sarah Ascendant.
What's Angel of Vitality?
Gaining life
plus
extra
life.
Extra. Celestine.
See, Mangara could be something. He does have lifelink, so it's definitely life on your turn.
Do you want Benevolent Offering?
Oh, I love Benevolent Offering. How do I not think of that every time? It gains you so much life. So much life.
You have, like, Rest for the Weary and stuff? Apparently that's just, like, dirtily, like, gaining life.
Yeah, that's more of a ritual. I don't think this person wants to play as many rituals. Dawn of Hope is something to consider. Cloud Blazer?
Do we want Sword of War and Peace?
Probably not.
We have Aether Flux?
I think so. Yeah, we do have Aether Flux.
Do we want... Yeah, they're probably not doing, like, top or anything to combo.
Probably not. There's no Citadel. Drogskull Reaver says whenever you gain life, draw a card. A little pricey.
Do we want Haste Enablers for Will, like 1,000-Year Elixir?
Actually, I already have 1,000-Year Elixir. I was saying I'm not sure if we need that, but...
Do we want Pristine Talisman?
Pristine. Is it worth paying an extra mana?
To get life? Maybe.
I don't like Pristine Talisman a ton, but when you actively... You know what? The selling point for me, I guess, is that it basically taps for 2 mana. It taps for 2 mana and you gain life, because Will sees that and then reduces you.
There's also a couple artifacts that are like Ivory Tower, you gain some life.
Yeah, I don't like Ivory Tower. I can't handle that one. I'm sure Riot Control's in here. Riot Control's a really good card. I think that's an annoying fog. I don't think a lot of people play it.
How about this Daxos?
Does he gain, yeah, he has to like hit though. I don't know if this deck's focused on evasion. There is like Sanctify, which is just an okay removal spell. And the fact that it gains life means you're doing it on your turn anyway. I think I like Sanctify. Will wants sorcery speed stuff because he's got to do it on his turn. So like Pull from Tomorrow versus Mindspring, you're casting them both on your main phase. Obviously it's nice to have some versatility, but I'm fine just firing off, blowing something up.
They said Reality Spasm is pretty good with Will.
It could be, yeah. This was a 5 changer though, right?
Yeah.
I think this is an upgrade.
Okay.
This is an upgrade I'm happy with.
I sent the next one. Here's my deck I'm looking to get reviewed. It's a deck built around the theme of making my opponents make decisions. The win con was staying alive long enough to ramp into Torment of Hellfire Exsanguinate. No restrictions or budget, just want to have cards that vote or make them choose. Cool.
Sure.
5 changer.
I like this theme. So we're going to make them decide things. Early standout is like Leyline Prowler. That doesn't do any of that decision stuff. So that's probably the first cut. We can find better mana dorks, cheaper mana dorks, whatever, like something like that. Silver Mirror, kind of random. I would recommend other mana dorks, but we maybe won't cut that unless we can't find cuts anywhere else, you know. Template Discovery, Monomania. Yes, that technically makes them choose.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple in Doctor Who that we could probably put in. I see you have Honored by the Family. That was Hunted by the Family, but...
Yeah, I don't like Simic Charm.
I think there's a couple others we could get. Let me look for that.
Don't like Simic Charm a ton. I don't like this Crusty counter spell. I am going to switch that to a non-crusty version. Free of charge. Illusion of Choice. Truth or Tale. I like Truth or Tale. It's a little mini Fact or Fiction, which I actually don't see here. Well, let's get Fact or Fiction in your deck. Oh, Fact or Fiction is weird to search. You have to search Fact Fiction and it comes up faster. That's a pro hack for any of you gamers out there. Another one that you didn't miss this, but I love Make an Example because they have to separate their cards into two piles. So you then pick which pile you want to go away, but it definitely makes them choose. I think Tempting Contract, while it does do that thing, I think this card's just kind of bad, and it's really easy for the opponents to bail out and not give you anything and just say, hey, if we don't do anything, they just wasted 4 mana on this.
Yeah, Atris mini Fact or Fiction on a body. Atris is cool.
Atris is mini Fact or Fiction, and it is on a body. Let's get that in this deck. Oracle of Half-Truths, yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So maybe we search Sultai Colors.
Yeah, I'm like looking for it online.
Choose Oracle text, maybe. Or how about chooses, because that implies that they're doing it.
Do you have Sauron's Ransom in there and stuff?
What does that one do?
Choose an opponent. They look at the top 4 cards of your library, separate them into face down, face up pile. Put one pile in your hand, other in your graveyard. Ring tempts you, 1 and Dimir.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Absolutely. In the deck. We got to make 2 cuts and 1 more add.
How about the one that just came out? The one oh no, that's not a choice.
What else can we look at?
Yeah, Tempting Contract, maybe.
Do or Die. Tyrant's Choice. Sacrifice a creature. Loses 4.
Do you want Tempt with Reflections? Are we like rocking like that?
I don't know. I mean, they have some other temps, right? Maybe they don't have temps. They have temp with Discovery.
They also say, yeah, technically says choose. Torment of Hailfire technically says choose. I made this deck with, yeah, Tempting Contract. Oh, they made the deck with Tivit a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I have not been a Tempting Contract fan. Propaganda is a choice. Deadly Disguise is okay. No Mercy. Crawl Space. I mean, basically what we're going to have to do eventually is cut cards that don't give a choice that matters too much. Like Portal Mage.
Cruel Entertainment. Yeah, it is a funny card.
Oh, Cruel Entertainment. That gives them a lot of choices. And sometimes you cast it as yourself with one of the people because you know you're going to kill them on their turn.
Let's see.
I mean, why not? You have some of these hunted cards. You can just play another hunted. Like this guy gives 4 1/1 fairies, and there's also hunted Bone Brew, which is just kind of he just kind of slaps. And there's this hunted Phantasm, which is a potentially way to win the game. Maybe we'll give you hunted Phantasm as the last one, so that you don't have to wait until you torment them. Maybe you can chunk in for 4. We do have to cut cards, sadly. I think Tyrant's Choice is a pretty bad choice. They're just going to choose to lose 4 life. And target opponent chooses a number. You may have that player lose that much life. If you don't, they sacrifice all but that many. I think that one's backbreaking.
That's cool.
Like, what's a number? You know, you choose 8. If they choose 8, I can have them lose 8 life, or they sacrifice all but 8 permanents. Yeesh. And then if they start choosing like 12...
That's a chunk of life.
That's kind of only your lands. And if you're at 20, you can't even choose that number? Split Decision. Copy or counter. Murmurs from Beyond. Reveal the top 3 cards. An opponent chooses 1 to go into your hand. I think we've added better card draw than this, so we can switch that as the last one.
Okay. I sent you the next one. It says, this is supposed to be a fun deck that still has a chance to win. If you know of any funky interactions, that would be great too. I'm not interested in backgrounds, because I know that's a thing people do with this commander.
Okay. Woo! Ah, I see you've built a $75,000 deck.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time looking at the...
So we're going to suit up Corona, make it just completely bash people to death. And then you just kill everybody else with commander damage. The impetuses are very funny with this. What does the Rainy do? Okay, fair enough. There's like weirdly a lot of support for this deck. Oh, we can cut Heroic Intervention just because if you're playing blue, I don't think you need to play Heroic Intervention. You just have counter spells.
Play Duelist Heritage.
Ooh, Duelist Heritage. Really whenever you attack, whenever anyone attacks, you can have something gain double strike. Like perhaps Corona False God. That's going to kill people way faster. Super quick.
You said Slicer as a backup?
Slicer as a backup, possibly. I want to add another counterspell in replacement of your Heroic Intervention.
Do you want more ramp?
Yeah, it looks like it's a little barren here. We could trim Thought Vessel as a mana rock I'm not a big fan of. And then we can add the other, let's get, 3 visits. I just kind of arbitrarily picked one. Feel free to add Nature's Lore too, but let's see. That's a cool alternate. Once during your turn, you can cast...
Yeah, John Arenicus means you can't sack it.
John Arenicus. That's true. He looks so goofy in this art. We were just talking about how we didn't love these reductions a lot, and you only have 19 enchantments in your deck. I think these are probably cluttering. How many more cuts do we have? 2 cuts? That's convenient, because we'll just cut this one and also this one. I don't think we want to reduce enchantments that badly that we're going to basically play a do-nothing card that only reduces enchantments.
So it said every time, yeah, this is for proxy only. Every single time I've played Karazakar has triggered too many times has led to me dying. Not sure if this applies to this deck too or not. What do you think about Brina?
Oh, let's get a read on Brina. As is always
it makes
required.
it bigger, and then you put counters.
Whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, if that opponent has more life than somebody else, the attacking player gets a card, but you get 2 counters on a creature you control. So you can't buff Corona that way.
Yeah. Are we never keeping Corona then?
No, you give it away every turn.
Oh, sorry, that was the wrong question. Are we never having creatures that we want to buff though?
It looks like we have other creatures in the deck.
Yeah, they said Dryad of the Elysian Grove.
Yep, we do have him. He just looks... He's probably looking a little bit sexier than you thought. You were looking for the regular sexy. This is ultimate sexy guy. I think Vengeful Ancestor's a little slow. We are just adding cards at this point, but that's just a note. I mean, isn't there other auras we can suit on Corona that just makes it silly? I'm not sure. Because obviously you have the goaded stuff, but can't we just buff it like silly amounts? The goading is great. It's great to have.
Do we want trample?
Because we can throw like an unquestioned authority on it, in a similar fashion.
Yeah, do we want trample or flying or some sort of...
Well, this is unblockable. So that's kind of like what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then we need one more.
Could we give it like hexproof or something?
Yeah, well... How does that work? Chat, if you give a creature hexproof and then your opponent gains control of it, how does that work? I think you control the enchantment, and the hexproof applies to... Like, I think if I enchanted your creature and gave it hexproof, you couldn't then put auras on it.
That's weird.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, they said I don't hear anything, but I don't think...
There was never anything to hear. Nitpicking nerds haven't been on YouTube for 20 years. It's funny that half of these auras, like, destroy your deck, because, if someone makes Corona a vehicle, you're screwed. But obviously we're not playing that. It's just kind of funny. Corrupted Conscience. Give it Infect.
I've had Corrupted Conscience on, like, Gutter Snipe. It's been nasty.
So Corona can attack as a god, or whatever this type actually is, in an 8/8. That's pretty huge. That is quite large.
Wait, is YouTube actually 20 years old? I think. Maybe just barely.
I'm just making things up.
Yeah, we always have it on our turn. It's an avatar.
But, okay. Seriously, though, I love this one. This has shenanigans written all over it. You throw Armadillo Cloak on it, and it basically gives Corona lifelink, but you gain the life.
That's cool.
and you still control the armadillo cloak. So this should still work for you. Every time Corona hits, you just gain however much life it is. Like it would be like 10. That seems shenanigan.
Tomorrow is YouTube's 19th birthday. Happy almost birthday, YouTube. Next one sent. No single card over $50, but besides that, free pickings.
Free pickings. I don't know why I said pickings 3 times. Is this the third last one?
Yeah, and then there's one more, 2 more, and then one of them is a 10 changer. I did mess that up.
I see. So we're trying to Sphinx's Rev, gain life, make vampire tokens. Looks like we're heavily relying on tokens because we have very few creatures. The tokens are knights, so we can drain people out with Smitten Swordmaster.
Yeah, Sphinx's Rev is cool.
Oh, I'm pretty much always going to cut Surge of Salvation.
Checking out my phone too.
I just don't think Surge of Salvation is that good. It's not really a blowout. I'd rather have a Fog, and you actually already have Darkness, so that seems better. Not sure about this. They shall know no fear. Too niche, I think. A little too niche for me.
If you're drawing a lot of cards, do you want the vampire?
Jeez, we got artifacts for days. Ivory Tower, I don't love. It's not worth a full card just to gain some life. Better off giving something lifelink.
Do you want like Champion of Dusk or something? Because it does care about vampires. In theory, you
Which
are.
one's that?
Whichever one that says it comes in, it's like it makes draws you cards equal to the number of vampires you have.
Oh, this deck looks like it's partially a knight deck, but partially
He's also a knight.
Partially, okay. Well, let's get him in there.
Yeah, you draw X, lose X, or X is the number of vampires you control, and this cares about how many vampire knights you have because you're trying to make them with Elenda.
That's weirdly specific.
And then you have like Sanctum Seeker and.
We have that one, yep.
No, I'm just saying you have like vampire payoffs and you have knight payoffs in here.
There's apparently some overlap in vampire knights.
I mean Ixalan, right?
How many rocks do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 rocks. We're going to cut Venture's Journal. I get that you have 17 rocks because you can Sphinx's Rev, so I might not even change that. It's just a lot as well.
They said, Council of 4 is my favorite Knights Matter card in EDH.
I don't think that card cares about knights. It just makes knights. We could probably get you a knight with lifelink or something so you can gain more life.
Do we want knights to give evasion? Do you want like the Herald of Hoofbeats or something? Because we have knights.
We have knights, but we only have knights because of Elenda and Azor.
Yeah.
Like this deck only has 7 real knights in it. We just added 1. So I'm not sure.
So do we want... I do see we have like Massacre Worm and stuff. Do we want to play something into that? Like we make a bunch of bodies and then we just like pop them for, effect. Because we have the Ellis, the Sadistic Pilgrim dude, Yeah.
For like aristocracies?
Yeah.
Which card? Oh, which card?
You also have like Massacre Worm and you're making a bunch of bodies. Do you just want to play into that and just, try and pop your tokens basically?
Yeah, which card were you suggesting? Or just like in general?
I was just talking in general.
When our knights die, we can get stuff. There is this weird fireball thing.
He's been really good for me.
If this works, it's kind of nutty because that's lifelink. So for every vampire you make at your end step, you then untap with them and then play this fireball thing for free, convoke it. Then all of those vampires turn into more vampires at the end step. Do you want to say let's roll? Let's roll with that.
Sure.
Kind of cool. How are we looking on removal? We got some wipes. We have card draw. We got a bunch of counter spells. Solid removal. I've never loved your temples under attack, but
your temples under attack is not.
We're just adding at this point. Oh, then you have knowledge as power. That's so cool with this deck.
That is.
Big props for that one.
Do we like Stone Speaker?
Oh, we're adding cards.
Okay.
We got 5.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we just need knights. Maybe that's just the move. So just make sure there's more knights in this deck to trigger your stuff.
Like, I mean, Adeline's super cool.
Adeline has big power.
Plus, it just makes a bunch of bodies. Yeah, do you want Meat Hook Massacre in here?
I would guess no.
I mean, they do have Massacre Worm and that sort.
Massacre Worm. Well, maybe. It's kind of like a weird marriage of Elas and yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. I'm convinced.
And then do you just want like Adeline or just token makers in general, or?
I think Adeline can work. She makes knights, right? No, she just makes humans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, she is a knight, but well, then again, we just talked about Elas and Corpse Knight, and she works with both of those, and she works with Midnight or Meat Hook Massacre, and she works with
Massacre Worm,
like the Indomitable and Bident. So that looks good to me.
Sure. Okay, the next one is 50 plus enchantments. Let me know if you can find ways to make this more efficient.
And is this a 10 changer?
No, the last one is the 10
Aha.
changer.
All right. So 49 enchantments in this deck. The instants and artifacts are just like kind of here in the middle. And then there's 37 enchantments, and we're looking to make it more efficient. 35 lands. You're at 3.0 for mana value, so that's actually
not bad.
Pretty decent. Refresher on Tatsunari. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you get a 3/3 legendary Kimi, but you only get it if you don't have one. And you pay 1 and a green. Her and a frog can't be blocked, except by creatures with flying or reach. So we've got absolute nonsense. Counter target black spell. Okay. Douse. Counter target red spell. All right.
Seems specific.
Mind Slash. We sacrifice Kimi to make somebody we thought see somebody. So this deck's not pulling any punches. I do think Glittering Frost and Gift of... did I not double this? Frog Woman. I am seeing some upgrades here. Gift of Paradise and Glittering Frost and
we're keeping in Lifeline and stuff.
Wait, you have like all of these. I don't know if you want all of these. But anyway, I was going to think of there's just better versions of some of these like yeah, like why do we so we want to untap lands too? Is that the move?
Are we leaning more towards the Toad Drain or sacking the Toad or Voltron? We're leaning more towards...
I think we're sacking the Toad and playing Enchantress and just sort of having it as a bonus.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, it's not Voltron. It's definitely closer to like Toad Drain with some sacrifices.
Plus some like serious stacks.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm losing it. Let's go Commander. We had a lot of Sultai Commanders today.
Also, it wasn't white. Yeah.
Fertile Ground. I thought there was more enchant lands. Maybe I'm just wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it says it's control Enchantress, sacking for value, can pump to deal damage.
But I don't think we need a million enchant land auras. So I'm going to cut, for now, just these 3. And we'll get some other ramp in here. But I don't think we need every enchant land. Enchanted creatures put it to a graveyard, return it to play. When Fool's Demise is put into a graveyard with a hand. Okay. What's up?
No, I was just looking, like, Asceticism is just, like, a lot of mana to put into it.
It is a lot of mana. I might trim Asceticism. Fair point.
I haven't loved Black Market Connections, but if you are gaining a little bit of life, so it might not be as bad.
Geez, we are not messing around with these green and black and red spells. Get dunked on, people. Oh, and Helm of the Gods.
Yeah,
I
no
just don't
artifacts.
think Helm of the Gods
all the
is that
ramp
good
is,
in an Enchantress deck.
No artifact ramp, they said.
They don't want any? Yeah, we're not going to add
all
any.
the ramp is in enchantments.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. But I think you're better off with, because you have things like, oh, you don't. Like, I think what you might be interested in is it Nessian Wanderer? Is that his name? This guy, who is an Enchantress but finds lands. And then you might want, like, Exploration and Burgeoning.
They said that's the control piece. Helm of God/Nettle are to one-shot late in the game.
Yeah, Helm of the Gods I just don't like because it's not an enchantment. And I don't know if you're equipping to Tetsunari. I don't know if I believe in the one-shot ability of it. It seems like it might require a couple shots. And what did they say the last card? Helm and then what else?
Helm of the Gods.
Oh, just that one? Yeah, is there like an each enchantment?
Yeah, what about copy artifact? Technically enchantment. I'm not sure if we have enough. Well, I mean, I guess we could steal it.
Is there? I mean, Ancestral Mask feels like that same thing, but it's an enchantment, so it just like triggers your stuff. Yeah, that's just like a better version. It pumps it twice as hard, and it's an enchantment. And so we've got a lot of enchantresses. Do you have like...
Do we have enough removal?
I mean, you probably want like Enchantress's Presence, right? Because that is an Enchantress. Oh, you have it. It's so hard to tell. There's just like a big block.
Yeah.
You said removal.
Kenny's Tea?
Do we want... Oh, we don't have Kenny's Tea. Kenra's Transformation. Kenra's Transformation is fantastic.
You want Song?
That's 5.
Okay. Cool.
Looking, and we added, just to make sure, we cut 2 ramp for 2 ramp, and then we cut Pump for Pump, and then we cut Clunky for... Oh, no, we do need one more switcheroo, because we did the Enchantress thing. So I do like Song of the Dryads as removal. And then we got to trim something for it. Maybe another one of these? I don't know. Attrition's good.
Are we that nervous about Flash?
I assume that they want it. Maybe because you can surprise with these these weird enchantments and be like, surprise! 4 mana counter your black spell. Dark Ritual looks a little bit cuttable. This is definitely spice. I cannot say this deck is not spice. What is Fool's Demise doing? You enchant something, and then if it dies, you steal it. And then when this dies, it goes back to your hand. But that just seems a little pricey, right?
Yeah.
It just feels a little pricey to me. I think we can trim it. Okay.
Cool. I'll send you the next one. And it's last one. 10,
This one
10 changer, though.
is the final audit of the day. Another blue-red deck. Karkashima.
I think we do have to do Card Kingdom once more, though.
We do have to do a Card Kingdom. And Card Kingdom is actually the sponsor of this stream. If you've heard of them, Card Kingdom is amazing. If you haven't heard of them, Card Kingdom is a place to
buy, sell, and just look at cards, card supplies, everything, including our new landing page coming really, really soon. Come check it out. We'll put the link in the description and talk about it on the channel when it's ready.
Absolutely. Get ready for the Card Kingdom spice coming later this year. It's already here, but it's also...
Like 2 weeks.
It's also coming later. So we got 10 changes. This looks like a pretty spicy build. I see 1.88 average mana value.
There's Breach.
We have Breach. We have...
The free counter spells.
Cantrips.
Do
we have like...
Grape Shot.
We have Jessica's Will to like go infinite with, basically. Grape Shot basically goes infinite. Brain Freeze. This is like borderline CDH. Maybe not exactly CDH, but it feels close. I'm kind of just want to look it up. Just to make sure. Like, I want to see what a CDH deck looks like then, if this isn't that. All right, so... pretty similar. This looks pretty similar to me. Okay, let's scroll down. A lot of cantrips. Impulses apparently in that deck. Oh.
I mean, they're probably just fishing, you know?
Type. That's better. Okay. So artifacts. Yeah, you have like all the fastest mana. So this has got to be CDH adjacent.
Yeah, I think the only thing they're missing are like the Mog salvages and stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
It's just a touch slower.
Is it a win? Beezy's original joke. We will have to work on the weird computer sounds for this stream. I think that's kept some people away.
Yeah, so there's like Labman, Jace, Thoracle.
Tavern Swindler. Whenever you win a coin flip, you get 2 treasures. That's kind of silly in the deck. You know, I almost don't even feel qualified because there's a lot of like nuance to this deck, and I don't want to ruin your deck.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
I mean, if you want 10 changes, I think you can easily cut Reliquary Tower. I don't think you care too much about it. You don't need 7 spells. You don't need 10 spells to win the game. And so
you have like even LED and stuff. You have the Moxen, or you have Mox Diamond, Mox Amber.
Pretty much all the best cards ever printed. Do you have Simian? You even have Simian Spirit Guide.
This man is running goblins. I have suggestion. There's a distinct lack of a certain creature that fills his board very quickly.
Yeah, Krenko, Mob Boss. Broken? Maybe we can cut Stitch in Time? If you win the flip, take an extra turn. I don't think that has any extra synergy with Krark. And I don't know if we are. I guess we're playing CDH. I have to assume.
Yeah.
Strike It Rich. You can copy it as a ritual, so that seems good.
Yeah.
Any spell that makes mana.
If I think CEDH, I usually think of like Mind Break Trap. In terms of like counter spells.
Yeah, maybe Windfall is just too much mana, because I would assume. I don't know if I saw that in the CEDH deck, which I am apparently cross-referencing now. I didn't.
You're trying to go fast, dude. I mean, your deck's really, really good already.
Yeah, your deck is completely wild. I mean, Rite of Flame has got to be... Right? Rite of Flames probably goes in this deck. It's just another ritual. Ponder, Serum Visions. Maybe some of the cantrips are what you cut.
You're just trying to, like, rip through your libraries, so...
Yeah, I'm going to maybe trim a few more lands, too, just to tell you what I would add. Maybe some utility lands to help, because there's no universe where we get to 10 cuts without lands. So I'm going to cut, like, 3 lands. And we do need to cut 4 more cards. Jace and Thoracle. Do we have Dualcaster? Is it, like, Dualcaster plus Twin Flame in here? Yeah, and Heat Shimmer. That's another way to win. Okay.
Do you want the other Bauble in here, too? They have Mishra's, but...
Oh, they don't have Urza's Bauble?
Yeah.
Or do we just cut Mishra's Bauble because it's not an instant or sorcery and it's like...
True.
I guess we just cut it.
They said, yes, this is my CEDH deck I built. I don't mind if you do cuts or better add-ons.
Yeah, well, we'll do our best, but don't take what we say as gospel. This seems like a 4-mana thing and it just seems too slow. Just by nature of we're trying to win on like...
Turn 3.
Very early.
Yeah, I'd say put in Mind Break Trap if they're going CEDH.
Is that even an auto-include, though? I don't know if that is.
I mean, I think so, because it can be free if people cast 3 or more spells in a single turn.
I don't know. Is it in this deck? If it's in this deck, we'll just throw it in. It is. So here's a Mind Break Trap. I have no experience with Mind Break Trap whatsoever.
I follow CEDH like the slightest bit.
Do we have like the land untappers? Those are actually silly. So like Snap, right, and Frantic Search. Copying those has got to be epic. I mean, you can just cast a Snap and like win the game with it. It's a Cyclonic Rift, but it's negative 20 mana. You can basically rip through your entire deck on a Frantic Search as well.
There's the Breach combo, maybe?
I don't know what the combo is with Breach. It might just be value.
Okay.
Krark does stuff even when you Breach, so.
Yeah.
And you have Desperate Ritual, but you don't have Pyretic? I would assume you put one with the other,
Mana Geyser
right?
work? I feel like that's a little... Is that too slow, Mana Geyser?
I think so. I mean, how many tap lands are they going to have? Like 8?
Yeah, they said Mindbreak while double Krark can sometimes mill everyone out.
Oh? Is it just because you can cast it for free over and over and over and over and over?
Yeah, because there's more than 3 on the stack.
I mean, if you've cast 3 or more spells, good luck resolving anything ever. Because now Mindbreak Trap just hits
They
for
said,
free.
wait, no, sorry. But yeah, I mean, that's CEDH, right?
It's still pretty juicy.
We've had stacks of like 7 or 8.
You could still cast Mindbreak Trap potentially infinite times. And trigger like prowess or whatever damage thing you're doing.
Isn't there Gut Shot in here or something?
Infinite times.
Grape Shot, sorry.
A Gut Shot could even be something. I don't know. Maybe this deck wants Gut Shot.
Yeah, don't you want Brain Freeze?
We have Brain Freeze.
And yeah, and then like just all the cheap Storm stuff.
We have every free counter spell. We have Force, Mindbreak, Force again, Fierce, Misstep. I think that's everything pretty much.
Basic. Yeah, I'd say anything really cheap with Storm.
Does this deck play Lightning
I
Bolt?
would put in.
This deck might play Lightning Bolt.
I think it does.
Because Lightning Bolt...
Do you have Gamble in here?
I see Gutshot and Bolt, so maybe that's... Like, let's try Bolt. Come on. Lightning Bolt.
Did we see Gamble?
Gamble. No, but Gamble seems good, right?
I mean, Tutor?
It's like the only red tutor.
Do
That's
we
gotta
want
be good.
Mystical, then?
Yeah,
we
Mystical's
have it.
here, yeah. Spellseeker.
Yeah.
That's like the one I can the other one I can think of. I guess we also went too far.
What?
I think I cut like multiple lands.
You cut 2, I thought. Yeah,
Yeah, but we can't just cut lands and replace nothing. Yeah, I cut 3 lands. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we still need 2 cuts anyway.
Okay, so cut
but
2 things,
but the
and
2
you gotta
adds need to be lands.
Okay, why don't you do that now?
Okay. I'm sure there's duels we're forgetting, right?
I mean, do you want Seagate?
Exotic Orchard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Mana Confluence, your City of Brass, your...
Those would be ones to consider. Let's just throw in like Gemstone, because that's busted.
That is...
Gemstone Caverns is busted. All right, so that's our ads, 10 ads. We do need to find 2 cards to trim.
Are we?
I think you just don't care about Thought Vessel.
I was like, is Springleaf Drum what
Yeah,
we're playing in CEDH?
It's great. It's just mana production with Krark. So then there's like Darcy, maybe another cantrip can go, or
yeah, maybe in
maybe Swansong's
okay.
good, right? CEDH
no, it's
enjoyers?
okay. I mean, it's cheap interaction, right? And then I think Spell Pierce
Maybe-
is fine because
Maybe Narset's Reversal is too niche. Only hitting instant sorceries, 2 mana. This doesn't seem like a CEDH card to me.
no.
I
it
think
might
that
be
maybe
used for
that's the
your own
last cut.
stuff, right?
Well, as far as I know, that's the last cut. I
Okay.
think that's what we can do.
Cool. Thank you guys so much for joining. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for putting up with the microphone feedback or whatever was going on with that. But we're all set this time. There will be more chances for roasts, audits, deck showcases, and we're gonna be live on Whatnot tomorrow. So go bookmark our show because we're gonna be giving stuff away, and we want you to be there for it.
Yeah. Have a